TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Yes, you beautiful souls, welcome to it. It's not only Monday, but it is you waking up with that thing we call life, breathing inside of you, giving you all that potential to take over the world, literally. Now, on top of that, it also means we are going to be focusing on mental health because it is Monday and we have a focus on the show to serve you. Yes, it's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, always coming through for the good stuff. My name is Raul Demone. Thank you so much for joining us. And let me tell you, these past couple of weeks, we spoke about so much. We've been reevaluating our relationships during lockdown. We've been surviving the breakup, and now we're going to be entering into the dating scene again. So what exactly are the do's and don'ts? I know a lot of us might be rusty. We might need some help with this one. So when is it too soon? And how do we enter this phase with peace of mind and with a positive state of mind? Yes, that's what we are talking about this morning. So we're bringing in an expert panel of discussees that we're going to be discussing exactly this. And it's all about our lifestyle influencer, model and philanthropist. We've got Nandi Mabala in the studio. And then we've also got celebrity psychologist and international speaker, Teresa Bloomberg, as well as YouTuber and online personality, Hisham Watterson. Now, we're going to be joining in on the conversation, and we want you to take part in it too. So come through and send us a voice note on our WhatsApp line. That's 063 408 8863. We want to hear from you. And of course, we want to spend the morning with you, Mzansi. So firstly, thank you for choosing us. Thank you for choosing a Feel Good. And of course, use that magic inside you to create something special. And speaking of special, there's a special man standing by to greet you this morning. Let's say hello.
So special, man. You're special, man. No one else starts their day like they're about to launch off a bungee jump. That's the enthusiasm I signed up for. It is a Monday, and yes, we are inspiring you, hopefully inspiring you to re-enter the dating game. If you're a little bit rusty, don't worry, we've got the tips. But we're going to start, I suppose, with a little bit of advice as you enter into that market. So here's what we want to hear from you guys this morning. We want to know what your absolute no-nos are on a first date. Let's help the people so they can enter back into the dating game with confidence. Let us know on our WhatsApp line, 063 408 8863. Drop us a voice note this morning, or let us know on all of our social media platforms some of those absolute deal breakers on a first date, just so we can re-educate as we re-enter the dating game. But it's going to be a long conversation around all things dating and relationship this morning, being a Monday. So please stick around for the next 3 hours. It's going to be hopefully enriching and inspiring and give you the confidence you need to get back out there. Get back on the horse, man. But first, we've got to get those official duties underway. Let's start with those news headlines.
The man makes us so jealous in the morning they're tucking into his breakfast. But of course, it's time to kick off on our national duties, and starting with national news. Now, Police Minister Becky Cele has deployed a top forensic and pathology team from Pretoria to investigate what led to the death of 21 teenagers at Enyobeni Tavern in Scenery Park, East London in the Eastern Cape. Now, police yesterday morning found 17 bodies inside the building, and it was established later that 2 more had succumbed at a local clinic. 1 died en route to hospital and another in hospital. Now, 12 boys and 9 girls were confirmed dead at Enyobeni Tavern, and the youngest victim was only 13 years old. Now, sticking to our national fronts now, President Cyril Ramaphosa yesterday morning arrived in Bavaria, Germany, to participate in the G7 Leaders Summit at the invitation of German Chancellor Olaf Scholz. Now, South Africa will participate in 2 outreach sessions, and the first will be a working lunch on investigating in the future, where issues of climate, energy, and health will be discussed, followed by a working session titled Stronger Together. Now, this is addressing food security issues and advancing gender equality. Now, SA has been a regular invitee of the G7. Now, this says by the presidency spokesperson, Vincent Magwenya. Now, from our national news headlines, we head over to international news. Now, the World Health Organization has decided at a high-level meeting that monkeypox should not be declared a global health risk at this stage. Now, the decision was made despite the incidence of cases in nearly 50 countries where the disease does not occur normally. Now, World Health Organization Director General Tedros Ghebreyesus says experts are divided over the threat posed by the disease. However, they agree that the extent of the outbreak is worrying and are ready to meet again at short notice. Now, SA had its first confirmed case last Thursday. Now, next up on our international headlines, dozens of Russian missiles have struck targets across Ukraine, with the capital Kiev enduring the heaviest barrage in months. Now, a Kiev apartment block was destroyed, killing at least one and wounding 6 others, including a 7-year-old girl. Now, Ukraine says 14 missiles were fired at Kiev region yesterday, but the strikes extended far beyond the city. Now, meanwhile, the G7 leaders of the world's richest nations are attending a summit in Germany and are expected to pledge further military support for Kiev and impose stricter sanctions on Moscow. Well, finally, in our news report, and somewhat of a lighter note and something to celebrate for South Africans, world-famous Kirsten in the mother city on Friday played host to a very special group of law enforcers. It was Cape Town's Metro Police Canine Unit. Now, they spend quality time on the garden's beautiful mountain trails, and the SA Police Service, otherwise known as SAPS, relies increasingly on dogs in its canine units to battle crime in the country. Now, the canines are deployed for narcotic, explosives, and protected species detection, as well as tracking dangerous suspects and search and rescue operations. Now, Alderman J.P. Smith, the mayoral committee member for safety and security, paid tribute on the city's Facebook page to the unit and said that canines are more than just dogs. They're also a partner to an officer in the unit. Now, he said the value of a canine is all about its attitude, training, and relationship with its handler. Now, he added that the city was earnestly seeking ways to expand this unit to increase the valuable component of canines in the fight against crime. Needless to mention, the 20 police poochers and their human partners thoroughly enjoyed the fresh air exploring Kirstenbosch's iconic trails. On that lighter note, I leave you with the rest of the headlines. Here, the G-Man reporting on the latest action when it comes to everything that went down with sport this weekend.
Thank you so much. Well, let's start with cricket in the UK, and it seems, well, that duo have done it again. So England need 113 runs with 8 wickets in hand to complete another superb final day victory against New Zealand in the 3rd test at Headingley. They set 296 to win. England hurried along once again to reach 183 for 2 on day 4. Ollie Pope making 81 not out, and Joe Root unbeaten on 55, putting on 132. That was after Alex Lees was run out for 9 and Zach Crawley caught for a frantic 25. But earlier in the day, it was Tom Blundell and Daryl Mitchell. Yes, once again, the thorn in England's side, putting on their 4th century partnership of the series to help the Black Caps post their competitive total. Jack Leach, he starred with the ball, taking 5 for 66 to take 10 wickets in the match. And then on to ladies cricket. Now, the Proteas women sadly will be without experienced trio of Chloe Trion, Shabnim Ismail and Ayabonga Kaka for their rare once-off test against England starting later today. Now, Kaka was not considered for selection, while experienced pacer Ismail was ruled out with a calf strain, and the hard-hitting batter Trion due to a hip niggle. The Proteas women, they drew their warm-up game against England A, where Laura Wolfart scored a century and Lewis scoring a half-century in the 3-day game. Then on to football news locally. Danny Jordan has been re-elected as the president of the South African Football Association. Jordan beat Ria Ledwaba and Solly Motlabeng, and he won with an overwhelming 186 votes. While Ledwaba, she received 27 votes and Motlabeng got 8. And Jordan will be at the helm of the football governing body for a 3rd term now, having been elected to the position for the first time back in 2013. It was also confirmed that Ledwaba is no longer vice president, as SAFA statutes state that vice president has to be a National Executive Committee member, and she was not cleared to stand in the election for NEC positions. And then finally, on to 2 wheels we go for MotoGP. Italy's Francesco Bagnaia won the Dutch MotoGP after championship leader Fabio Quartararo crashed out of an incident-packed race. South Africa's Brad Binder, he finished in a credible 5th, while his brother Daryl did not finish, sadly. Quartararo fell twice, flipping spectacularly over the handlebars in the 2nd incident, although thankfully he did walk away afterwards, just shaking his fists in anger at his error. Bagnaia in In contrast, stayed out of trouble to record his third victory of the season and welcome full point score after failing to finish in the last two races. Well, despite the DNF, Quattraro still heads into the summer break with a 21-point lead over Alex Espargaro, who was fourth on yesterday's race. We'll continue to chat sport throughout the morning, so keep those voice notes coming if you've got anything to vent. But first, let's see what the weather has in store for this Monday morning.
Thank you very much, Graham, and a very good morning to you, South Africa. Uncle Tabsy here with a look at your weather. Let's start here at home, where 9 of 24 communal water collection points in the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro were activated on Saturday. Currently, the Metro is not extracting water from the Impofu Dam because the barge is being relocated to, and of course, as a result of that, that's happening this past week. The Churchill Dam has been carrying most of the Impofu Dam's shortfall. Chairperson of the Amatola Water Board, Pam Yako, has recommended that the Churchill Dam supply be cut immediately to prevent failure from future extraction exercises. Now, thus, extraction from Churchill Dam has been reduced, and as a result, it is due to run dry tomorrow. This will impact the southern and western suburbs of Nelson Mandela Bay, and residents in these areas will experience intermittent water supply as a result. And meanwhile, some 1,310 water leaks have been repaired during the last few days out of a total backlog of 3,000. Now, thoughts and prayers are with everyone affected in those areas, of course. And now we move from that bit of news to a more positive note as we take a look at your sunrise pictures. Thank you so much for sharing those with us. Avril Ingram from Sanya out in Pinetown kicks off our week, yes, with a beautiful picture. Take a look at that early morning shot of the moon and the sky lighting up with a pink hue. It's beautiful. Charlene from Orandalas in the Free State shared this very bold image of the sky filled with a red hue as he overlooks the area. I mean, that is just stunning. So moody. I love it. Cordell Hammond from Centurion started his day a bit later as he caught the sun slowly rising in the distance as he sat in his backyard. And we got one entry in as well from our regular photographer, Michelle Delafontaine from Durban, who captured this cloud-filled sky. You can see those hues of red breaking through the cloud cover as the sun begins to rise. And another regular this morning, Brian Super. Ooh, look at that! He took that beautiful image on an early morning hike in the Falls Bay area. What a stunner he captured. What really does look like a screensaver with hues of pink, blue. You're seeing that yellow melting into one another. Love to see it. What a way to start the day. Thank you so much for those pictures. Please share your sunrise pictures and show us what it's looking like in your part of the country with us on our WhatsApp 063-408-8863. And now we take a look at your temperatures across the country. Starting off with Polokwane, sun and clouds are expected for you today. 5 is your low. You will reach a high of 16. If you're out in Mbombela, 12 and 19, with the capital city experiencing sunny times today. 7, reaching a maximum of 18. If you're out in Johannesburg, 4 is your minimum and your maximum is 16. It's sunny out in Mahikeng, 4 and 18, with Klerksdorp starting off at 1 and reaching a maximum of 18. Sun and clouds are expected for Kimberley, 2. That's your low. You will reach highs of 19, with Bloemfontein starting off at a cold start, -3, reaching a maximum of 19. Richards Bay, sun and clouds, 11 and 20, with Pietermaritzburg coming in at a low of 4, reaching a high of 20. The warmest place to be, that's for you, Durban, Durbantia, 12. That's your low, reaching a high of 21. Mthatha, 3 and 21, with sunny times expected out in East London, 8. That's your low. You will peak at 21. Cradock, 0 and 19. Gqeberha, 7, reaching a maximum of 19, with George coming in at 10 and 20. If you're out in the mother city, Cape Town, this one's for you, 11, reaching a maximum of 22. Sunny times for Worcester, 10 and 25, with Sutherland at a low of 2, and you will reach that maximum of 17. Last, certainly not least, Upington. It's sunny out there for you. 6 is your low, and you will reach a maximum of 23 degrees today. And that's a first look at your weather and the temperatures across the country. Hopefully, no matter what it's looking like in your part of the country, we're going to make it a feel-good type of day together. Oh, yes.
We stress the word together because there's a sense of togetherness about today's show. Well, hopefully, okay, we're going to set you on your way to get back in the dating game. It's going to be, I know, an arduous and maybe a nerve-wracking process to go through, but we'll get you. We're in your corner. We're your corner men today. And we've got an expert panel stepping in to help give you some amazing advice, but we need to hear from you. If you've got any questions or maybe comments or maybe some success stories, 063-408-8863. Drop us a WhatsApp line.
Yeah, and on top of that, if you want to get into the dating game, then maybe you want to look good. So we've got a look good, feel good workout. Kylie, Eli's in the building, and we're going to drop down and get sweaty. So you want to join us for that? Don't go anywhere, Mzansi. You ready?
Snatch.
Yeah.
I saw the beautiful photos. We Hello, hello. Happy to be here. Talk some more. Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. Hello. I'm putting normal voice on. Am I? Okay. I'm so happy to be here. Hello, everyone. Thank you.
Okay, now we can see
Okay.
Remember testing?
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Take lashes higher. New Revlon Eyes Wide Open Mascara. The curved brush volumizes and lifts lashes vertically for a wide-eyed lash look. Hemp seed oil conditions for healthy-looking lashes. Go higher. New Revlon Eyes Wide Open Mascara.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for keeping it dialed in as we dial into relationships being a Monday. Yes, but hopefully the start of a new chapter in your life. And I think after experiencing heartbreak, it is not uncommon to be apprehensive, a little bit nervous about rejoining the dating pool. It's tough out there. We understand that because it can feel like you, I think, signing yourself up to get hurt all over again. So if you're recently single and need a little guidance before getting back out there, getting back on the horse, we've got a panel of experts perfectly tailored for this discussion.
You know what? The mission today is for Stella. I'm looking at Stella. I'm saying, Stella, I want to help you get your groove back. Stella, come on. And that's why we're chatting about dating after a breakup. We're featuring a celebrity psychologist, Teresa Bloomberg, lifestyle influencer, Nande Mabala, as well as YouTuber Hisham Vutterson, who also goes by Levi. And if you have any tips that you want to share with us, because you maybe have lived that experience, please do feel free to share those by sending us a voice note on 063-408-8863. Panel, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. You seem so hopeful to be entering into a new relationship, which is, I love that. We want that enthusiasm. I'm just going to put it out there right now. This is a safe place, okay? So if you need to ask anything or make any observations or give any advice, please do drop us a voice note. Teresa, I'm going to start with you because it feels like far too long since we've had a chance to connect in person as well, which is great. So good to have you here. I think often after a breakup, you kind of feel pretty worthless. You kind of feel almost unlovable because you've now gone through this process. You felt like you were unshakable in your love, and now you've just been tossed aside. And I know I make light of this, but it can be one of the darkest times of anyone's life. Where do these feelings of being unlovable come from?
Right. Morning, and thank you. Everyone wants to be loved. Everyone wants to be needed. And that is an innate, we can just say, desire that we all have and we need, and we want to love others and we want others to love us. And when there's been a loss, oh my gosh, it's part of bereavement. So we have to mourn it. So there's anxiety, there's fear, and of course, then it's a little bit normal to say, will I ever be loved again? Can I find anyone? What's going to happen to me? But we must be very careful of those dysfunctional thoughts, okay? They can be self-sabotaging, and that can pull us right down and cause that self-esteem to be low, low, low confidence. dangerous.
a
And
dark
remember,
space.
it's a dark space. When one door closes, another opens. Remember.
I love that, Nande. You certainly seemingly have found an open door when one did close on you. How did that process unfold for you when you broke up and you eventually, I suppose, decided to get yourself back in the game? How was that process and what did it look like?
It looked a bit messy. You can imagine. The first thing you want to do is like paint the town red with your goals and just like, you know, but I think avoidance is what we do, but I think it's time for you to just accept the relationship for what it was. That's what I did. I was like, okay, there's a reason why I left, wrote down the reasons why I left, and then made sure that I spent some time alone, talk about to myself about what I want next and where I want to see myself in my next relationship, what I'll allow, what I won't allow. So just don't avoid sitting with yourself.
Yeah, you take stock and you hit the reset button.
Yeah, completely. And just watch what music you're playing in the background.
Yes.
Keep it upbeat, man.
I think you need that music that makes you cry. Yeah.
No, but sometimes you do just have to get it out because there is a learning opportunity. And I think people often think they see their professional career in this trajectory where you keep learning and then relationship just tabletops out. Surely we should be growing and learning to be better so that when we do get into that final relationship, we are at our best. In fact, a couple of weeks back, we were discussing exactly how long it can take to get over a breakup. And one of our experts had something really interesting to say. This was from Jeffrey Kahn. Let's take a listen to this.
Is there ever a right amount of time before you move on with someone?
Psychologically, 18 months.
Okay.
So psychologists worked it out 18 months. But men are different. We just go straight in.
18 minutes.
18 seconds. That's the problem. Women take more time and they're more emotional about it and I've got to get over it and I've got to get, the mentally. Men, next weekend. Got to be. Otherwise, I don't feel like a guy anymore. And that's why men are getting into relationships so quickly. And you've got to be careful with the quickness getting into relationships because you can hurt somebody else.
Wow, we left it there on a bit of a cliffhanger. We could hurt someone else like we loaded the gun and then left it. But it's so true. Levi, I'm going to turn to you because there is some truth in that. I think I've always been one of those people that latches on quite quickly, so I've got to be very careful not to move on too quickly because I know I'm going to go straight into a long relationship. But in your kind of understanding of this space, why do you think guys get over it? Do you think that's true? Guys get over it more quickly, or are we just programmed to get back into the game more quickly? What do you think?
You know, from a personal point of view, I don't think you ever get over that, that first spark that you ever have. Yeah. Right? Because to me, at least, that first time when a person makes you feel like you're back home, like that, that comfortable feeling and that it's just warm inside. I don't think you ever get over that. So, in my personal experience, you just keep looking for that in the next person and the next person. So,
and so
me,
and leaving a trail of broken hearts behind you.
Yeah. So to me, I don't think from my personal experience you ever get over that first person.
Unless you're lying to yourself. And Nande said that the first thing, you immediately think is you want to paint the town red. And that's why, conversely, Charissa, a lot of people will go out and, find themselves, engaging in, say, for example, meaningless relationships, maybe meaningful to whatever extent, one-night stands, for example. Certainly not me. I am not that person. But many people do that sort of thing. What do you think of this dynamic of dealing with heartbreak and dealing with the loss of someone and trying to find yourself desirable again in that way?
That's a very controversial topic, very difficult to answer that. People want to feel needed and they're longing for that. And it's some form of denial as well. It's like, I don't want to feel the pain, let me go out and let me get revenge on my partner and let me show everyone I'm good. But at the end of the day, they're still in bed alone at the end of the day and they have to process everything. And let's be careful with safe sex and dangerous times. And what happens if they love the person too much or they want that connection and that person ghosts them? Then it's rejection again. And then that emotional hurt comes up and we have to deal with double trouble. So we need to be very, very careful. Instant gratification, maybe, but be
sure it's for the right reasons and that you're in control and you're clear, honest and transparent with the next person as well.
When are you ever in control of your emotions? Come on, man. Come on. I love it. Well, of course, you guys at home are the real experts. Why? Because you live this every single day. Have you been through a breakup? Have you got any insights to share with us about how to get back into the dating game? We'd love to hear from you. Let us know via a WhatsApp voice note, 0634088863. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes, absolutely loving today's show. I'm loving the theme. And of course, if you are wanting to get back into the game, then you want to work on your style, right? So here's something to maybe help you out. What's the most important style item? I think it's possibly maybe your body. I don't know. What do you think? And if you are wondering why I'm dressed up like this, then of course, that is actually what we're working on right now. So a strong, confident, and muscular frame can make you look good in just a t-shirt and jeans, or even dressed in a suit. Now, the key to all of this is to start by targeting your big muscle groups with tried and true exercises, and keep the reps and sets low so you can target muscles building benefits that you want. So here to take us through some of these exercises is fitness trainer and model Kyle Eli in the building. And man's had a birthday yesterday, yeah?
Yes.
Happy birthday, bro.
Thank you so
How was the
much.
day?
It was good, thanks.
Is it? Did you have any
Perfect.
dates yesterday, maybe?
I was with my lady yesterday.
Okay, nice, man. Look, I gotta ask, because you're quite a hunk yourself, right? What top tips do you maybe have for the gents out there, just when it comes to dating and entering this possibly very overwhelming space?
Like I would say, just be yourself.
Okay.
That's the biggest tool you can use, be yourself. Believe in yourself as well. That's the best two things I can tell you.
Look where it's gotten you. Boom, mic drop. All right, man. So let's carry on working on these bodies, working on anything that can help us get back into the dating game. And we got 3 sessions with you this morning, so I'm extra excited to see what we got. What are we starting with this morning, man?
So, my favorite one is push-ups.
Yes.
Get the bay pillows up. I call this the bay pillows.
The bay pillows for cuddle time?
Yes.
I like that. Okay, let's work on that.
So, there's 2 ways of doing it, which is the easy way.
Yeah.
Crossing your legs.
All right.
Line the shoulders, going all the way down. Up and squeeze the chest. There's gonna be 5 of those. 4. 3.
Nice. So you can almost use your knee as a pivot in this one.
Exactly. Last one. 3. And then we have the upgraded version.
Yeah.
On your
Step it up.
feet.
You're feeling strong today.
Sit.
Join us in this one.
All the way down. Squeeze. Squeeze.
That squeezing's quite important, right? Get that mind-muscle connection going.
And get the pump going.
Yeah. The bay pillows are coming through.
Yes.
I love that.
And then the next exercise will be a leg activity. This increase endorphins, right?
Yes.
With endorphins come confidence. Am I right or am I
I
wrong?
like that. Yeah, man.
So feet shoulder width apart.
Okay.
All the way down. Up. Squeeze those glutes. All the way down. Up. Squeeze. 3 more. 3. 2. And 1. Last exercise.
One thing I must just say before I interrupt you, I like the fact that you're working upper, lower. What it also does, it increases that bang for your buck. So the blood is now forced to flow from the chest, the heart has to work harder, pump it back down to the legs, and then straight back up. So it's almost like you're getting like extra efficiency in the workout.
Exactly similar to functional fitness, you know?
Yeah, but still allowing us to concentrate on what's important, like you said, those big muscles that show in the suit, in the skinny jeans, in the t-shirt. All right, what's next?
Okay, bicycles. All the way down. This is what I call.
Okay.
Right? So arms behind your head.
This is hopefully for the end of the date, right?
The end of the date. Yeah. Okay, right elbow, left knee.
Oh, right elbow, left knee. All right, there we go.
All the way
Got that
down.
one, right?
And we swap sides. Squeeze.
So we're keeping the leg in the air on every
Keeping it
repetition.
elevated.
Never resting.
Never ever.
Nice. Whew.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Boom.
And that's my exercises before a date.
I like that, man. Nice and simple, but also hitting key target groups. And it's almost like a full body workout just from 3 exercises. Simple as that. That's how easy it is, Mzansi. If we were to carry on with this, how many reps in total, set-wise? We're going for time.
Between 10 and 15 reps.
Okay.
And between 30 and 45 seconds per exercise.
All right, so we almost done one set. Mzansi, if you joined us with that one, you can carry on, finish off your rounds, and then we'll meet you for round 2. It's coming at you. We've got a 3-part session this morning with this man over here, so he's going to help us get fit, get back in the dating game, and maybe, just maybe, looking like that. Let's see.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, it is your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso on S3. Thank you very much for joining us at the start of a brand new week. It's a Monday, and we're opening up to love, to relationships, to meaningful connections. And we're back with our panel discussing how best we can start dating again after experiencing a breakup. We're joined again by celebrity psychologist Charissa Bloomberg, lifestyle influencer Nande Mabala, as well as YouTuber Levi. If you have any tips, any questions, please share your experience maybe on 063-408-8863.
I can't wait to hear those voice notes.
Nah, me
Please,
too.
man. No, we're here for you. We are a safe place, as I said a little bit earlier. Levi, I'm going to start with you now, because online, on the surface of it all, it seems like a great place to go out and meet new people. We look at certain websites are pretty much a place to hook up. It seems like, wow, it's so easy. It's there on a plate. What are some of the pitfalls and the dangers, do you think, of putting yourself out there online? What should we be careful of?
So, I feel like dating apps are this weird thing where you can speak to so many people at once, right? And you have access to, like, you know, you never really, you never don't have anyone to speak to, basically. But at the same time, that can be a bad thing because you're speaking to so many people. Whereas if you meet someone in person, or you know, go on an actual date and the traditional
make a real connection.
Yeah, you make a real connection. But online, it can be anyone. It might not even be a real picture. For starters, someone could
Swindlers.
Yeah, it could be photoshopped even. Who knows? People are weird on the internet, especially.
It will be photoshopped. Let's just start with that, baby. Let's start with that as a premise.
Yeah, so I think dating apps, I wouldn't personally go for it because it breaks apart the real connection that you can make with someone. Because first of all, it's over text messages, and you never even know if you're speaking to that person. It could be their friend with their phone, for example, you know, playing a prank on you while you're pouring your heart out, and someone just taking you for a joke.
Yeah,
something like that.
You get burnt, man.
You can get burnt, but sometimes it can work, and we've seen how it has worked for so many people. I mean, there is some sense of new normal around it, being, you know, the new way to connect with people, but doesn't always go the right way. Nande, for you, let's talk about exes. When you step into the dating game again, it can be very tempting to make comparisons between, you know, your current person or partner that you're seeking out and your ex, maybe on behavioral traits or qualities that you really appreciated. What is the danger of that? Do you make those comparisons? Did you ever find yourself
making those comparisons? Well, not to sound cliche, but your ex is an ex for a reason. There's a reason why you left your ex. Your ex is your ex for a reason. And I think what I always say to my friends as well, like, enjoy the person for who they are. Don't compare them to your ex. If your ex used to do something that you didn't like and the person you're with now kind of does something similar and you might react, enjoy the person for who they are. Like, start afresh, look at the person for who they are, enjoy the things that they bring, and think about the reasons why you didn't like your ex or you didn't want to play devil's advocate, look at all the things that you disliked about your ex and then focus on that. That will make you not go back or compare the person to your ex. That's
Print
the
them
best
on a
way to go.
t-shirt, put a t-shirt on.
You know, print a t-shirt.
you are late,
just like
Tabiso.
Well, look,
Don't be like Tabiso.
and do it in reverse, so when you look in a mirror, it's right. Look, added to that, it's often not what something about the other person, it's what they bring out in us that we don't like. So maybe it's you that haven't changed and you haven't found another person just like your ex, but you haven't been able to move on. So let's talk about that, being able to individually move on, elevate. You know, we want to evolve within our emotional space, but when we're caught up in the emotion and the moment, it's very difficult to stop and be objective. How do we do that in the moment when the emotions are running high, we're falling in love and it's all beautiful and it's crazy? How do we just pause and be objective and make sure that we are making the right kind of decisions and are improving in our relationship journey?
Right. Who are you looking at?
You. Charissa,
It's old age.
Right there with you, girl, yeah.
We really need to work on ourselves and we really need to work on that baggage so that we don't take it to our relationships. And at some point we want to put that baggage down. So we focus on the person for who they are and what they are bringing, exactly as Nandi said, and what they're bringing to the table. And the ex move out of there completely. But focus, he has a new person, and it's not fair on the new person. You know what? To start comparing them and thinking about that. So focus on them, their qualities, and make sure you have deal breakers. I will never go, say, for example, date a person who doesn't love animals. I will never have someone who puts me down. What are the deal breakers? So think about that. And new person, don't bring your baggage to them. It's not fair on them.
Maybe even just a little purse, just a little clutch.
No.
Come with.
It's not welcome.
Okay.
It's not welcome.
Levi, a lot of your online content features your strong connection and your strong bond with your friends. I imagine that having a community of people in your life, in your immediate world, i.e. friends, becomes very important when sort of, resetting and, reflecting and stepping into the new. For you, certainly seems to be the case.
So, when you meet someone, right, and that spark, those sparks are flying and your stomach's just warm and everything, as they say, love is blind. So while you're feeling all these emotions, it's very easy to just lose the plot sometimes. So I feel like your friends and family, they can just keep you grounded sometimes. So then just clear your head when they see something that maybe you can't.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're there for. To
Love
just correct you while you can't, or while you can't see it.
That's it, because love is blind. Make your friends your guide dogs. That's what I say. I love that.
And trust me, they will be ready to step up when you need them to. And if it's tough love, they will do it because they care about you, but they also know you probably better than you know yourself. We're going to continue, in fact, wrap up this conversation. We are re-entering the dating game, especially after a difficult breakup. What do we need to get back to that place where we can share and enjoy a good relationship? We'd love to hear from you. 0634088863. Drop us a voice note.
Yes, of course, you know what it is. Now we're going from dating tips to 3-course meals that'll maybe set off your perfect date. Stand by because I've got something special lined up for you.
There is a classic mayonnaise that brings out the traditional French in 3 levels of tanginess. The mild classic, the medium classic, the strong classic. Tangy, the way you love it.
Made with love by Clover.
So I want you to get the irresistible flavor of samosas without the frying. What? We can do that? Yes, we can. This morning we shall. Philo Pastry makes an ingenious wrapper for our take on the popular snack, mince-filled samosas. And you can serve it, obviously, with some nice tangy classic mayo dip. And this crowd pleaser will have the peeps coming back for more. Just like my naked chef beside me. Are you wearing anything underneath there? No, don't tell them. Don't tell them. Don't tell them. We're making something interesting.
Yeah.
And it's jam-packed with flavor, and it's a different take on a samosa, and I'm hoping it's going to make it easy. Buddy, are you ready
I'm ready.
to take this ship out of port, man?
I've never made one of these before, and I was so blown away because, as you just mentioned now, I didn't even know we're not going to fry these. So apparently we're baking it as well, so I'm looking forward to that, but I know everything before that step, and I'm going to ask you to help me
100%.
We're using a hero ingredient to create a beautiful sauce, but let's get straight into it. The pan is on. It's Monday morning, and we also have a great idea if you have some leftover mince. But let's start off with some of the ingredients that we normally do. So we're going to start browning some of our onion, and then we've mixed some ginger as well as garlic into this. So that's a little fusion, yeah. So we're enhancing as much flavor as we can in this recipe, of course. Once this is sufficiently browned off, of course, you want to then add your mince in. So I'm not going to spend as much time browning this because I want to get to the good stuff. But as you can see, pretty simple from this point onwards, right?
And I like that. I know we're obviously going to add some nice, healthy spice and a bit of heat, but just by having the ginger and the garlic, just that additional flavor punch will add a bit of spice there. So if you're not one for lots of heat and lots of chili, always think about that. There are other ways that you can build up that flavor profile without just going bam with the chili heat. You can build it up from the ground up, and often that will start with ginger. Just give it a little bit of heat in that way. But I'm all for as much spice as possible. And I like the fact that we've got a full spectrum going into
Yeah, you know, the only downfall to this is that you can't smell on the camera. And just this alone, I mean, it smells so good, right? It's got the essence of exactly what you think is going to be a hearty, warm meal that's going to fill you up. All right, so the mince is going in right now. I'm not going to pop all in there because we don't need to, just to make it a little bit quicker. But of course, you can put yours to whatever quantity is necessary to get the amount that you need to serve yourself, your family, or your special one on that day. All right, so once we're done with that, I'm going to obviously just give it a little bit of an extra seasoning with some salt and pepper. But what really brings us together is exactly what I've got here, and that's my spice selection. So we've got some cumin, which is going to go into that. We've got some paprika over here. We've got some chili powder as well. And then cinnamon on top of that,
Nice.
So a nice sort of a balance.
Flavor,
yeah, it's not just about the strength and the spice, but it's also about getting that flavor together with the balance of it all. So pretty much after that, you want to get it nice and amalgamated into the dish and into the pan. And then you don't want to add your peas too soon, because otherwise they just go a little bit mushy, right? So you want to pop it. Yeah, exactly that. Pop it in at the end. I know you're not a massive fan of coriander, so I'm not going to put too much in here. I'm not too, but it really does just bring out
Which
the
of the 10 eating challenges gave it away, dude? I don't know.
I will never forget that day when you and I had a coriander eat-off, man. That was brilliant stuff.
Oh, that was just too much.
But it's great in this recipe. I mean, obviously, for so many people, coriander is such a beautiful flavor, and you'll definitely see that coming through in this meal, especially.
It does add that herbaceousness, that freshness. Yeah,
oh, how's that for you?
And sometimes you do need that to balance out a meal that's been kind of slow cooked or heavily cooked. You do want something that's a bit fresher in there. You know, you need the herbs. Okay, so what's going into my dip here?
All right, gee, before you get to that, I know you're getting excited. I know you want to use the hero ingredient, but just let me tell you one more step before. So, before we get to that, right, we've got to actually get the samosa going. I've never done this before. I was advised by our esteemed, what do you call them, kitchen fairies.
Yeah. That might or might not exist. I don't know.
Who knows? It might just be Tapiso working hard behind the scenes, eh? So, you check, I've like laid it out in the corner here, just in that corner tightly. Now, don't worry, because you will sometimes get a little bit of topping to come out, but basically you just fold it. So I've got that corner to corner, line that up, and you fold it over like that, voila.
And you have a triangle.
Step one, you got a triangle. Now you just repeat that process, and I've used 2 layers of phyllo pastry for this as well, just because it's fun, it gets it extra crisp. And check at this, you just keep folding along, folding along, folding along.
Look at that.
Voila. Done.
Absolutely beautiful.
Just brush that with a little bit of melted butter, and voila. You pop that in the pan, 15 to 20 minutes on bake, and then we head over to your step.
And that's like the easiest thing, man.
Yeah, don't forget to pop some sesames on there. But then we're heading over to your side. Now we're talking.
And I mean, to counterbalance the beautiful crispness, you want something that's got, obviously, the texture, but the creaminess and bang loads of flavor. So what's going into our sauce here?
Yeah, got some lemon juice over there.
Oh, lovely.
Nice. Little citrus balance as well from all the spices. Some sweet chili coming in there as well. And then you've got some mint, just to keep it fresh, you know?
Yeah, herbaceous.
Fresh.
Absolutely love that. Again, it is fresh. It's going to pop with flavor. There's a bit of zing, but it's all about that balance. And, of course, for me, texture.
Oh,
That's where the Clover Classic Mayonnaise is the winner. It's got a range of tangy mayonnaises, obviously, that'll come in 3 different levels of tanginess. So something there for everyone. You've got mild, you've got medium, and you've got strong. Then you can use any of it to suit your taste preference. You know what you like. And it is so versatile to use. I mean, we use it in so many different recipes, enhancing flavors, bringing out tasty, mouth-watering food every time, but you can have it just on its own as a dip, sans anything else. But for this recipe, where we really have leveled it up, we are using Classic Mayo #1, which is a mild tanginess. And that'll give you a dish that is delicious, mild, and creamy in taste. Absolutely beautiful. I think, we used the #2. Just step it up, because when Raul's in the kitchen not wearing anything underneath his apron, it does get a little bit zingy and a little bit tangy. So I think you raised the level without even looking. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to taste the flavor.
What do you think?
Oh, it's absolutely magic. Well, there it is. Simple, quick, easy, full of flavor, full of nutrients, and maybe a little bit of a kitchen hack for making a samosa. You can go and check out how we made it right now.
made with love by Clover. Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for rejoining the conversation as we continue to chat relationships and hopefully the relationship that is waiting around the corner for you. We know that breakups are very difficult. Yeah. Sometimes moving on and dating again can be even harder. And we are joined once again by Sharissa Bloomberg, Nande Mabala, as well as Levi Voterson, who are standing by to dispense some more helpful tips on putting yourself out there again. And of course, we put it to you guys to please weigh in as well. If you want to drop us a voice note, please do that, 063-408-8863. But of course, this was taken to social media as well.
Yeah, I mean, people are engaging and coming in on social media. We've got a comment here that came through, this one from Rita Govender, who says, good morning, fam. The ultimate no-no for me on a first date is complaints. People tend to complain about everything, and that's not meant for a first date. First dates are for positivity.
Go out for tea.
Yeah, we got one from Busisi Wenkosi, who says, morning fam, no-nos for me is lies from the get-go and always on your phone. Give me 0, please. That's what Busisi says. We also got one from Simone Mudley, who says, my ultimate no-no is sharing intimate secrets on the first date. Hashtag Expresso show. Yeah, man, I mean, this is very interesting. So, of course, weighing in with the things that you're really just unprepared to have to go through when you then get yourself back into the dating game. Thanks so much for sharing those comments.
Sip on the positivity, don't be negative, okay? And don't overshare. Cool, I like those. That's some great advice. Don't give away any trade secrets as well. Nande, maybe being out of the dating game, you've lost a bit of your groove. You've got to go back on a date tonight. What do you recommend they do to boost their confidence, to have themselves feeling the best that they possibly can be?
If you look good, you feel good. So make sure that you look good and smell amazing. You can't, you know, when you meet someone and you remember they scent, the first thing you think is like, that person smells so good. So make sure that you smell good. Make sure that you look good. And just look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself you deserve it, whatever it might be. If you want him to open the door, if you want him to open up the chair, you know, if you want take some food from his plate, do it, go ahead. Whatever's gonna make you feel good. Don't let the naysayers tell you otherwise. But yeah, just look good, feel good, smell good as well. And just enjoy the date. Don't be too nervous.
Because those are things that are in your control.
Yes.
You can choose what to wear.
Control all those things. You can choose what to wear. You can choose the type of hair you want to go with. Yeah. And also, ladies, make sure you wear heels that are comfortable.
And even if it's a kitten heel, it's
okay.
fine.
It's okay.
Thank you. Levi, my director, just said, hell no, nobody's rocking up in that. But Levi, any tips for the gents out there? Because it's not just difficult getting back into the dating game for the Stellas out there, the Hermans out there as well. How do we get Herman to get his groove back?
As cliche as this is about to sound, because everyone says this, but be yourself. That's all you can ever be, because if you have to change something about yourself to suit someone else, it's the wrong person for you. Anybody that's meant to be in your life will just accept you for who you are, and you wouldn't have to change anything. So,
Stunner. Stunner.
Come on. Love it. I love that. I absolutely love it. Charissa, unfortunately, as you've discovered on the show many times, I suffer from this tragic disease, foot and mouth disease, and it happens so often live on TV, and it generally happens on a first date. How do we avoid that? How do we avoid putting our foot in our mouth in that first moment where we are obviously trying to build an opinion or help them build an opinion of ourselves? Or worse yet, how do we avoid talking about our ex or our last breakup? Because that's obviously dominated a lot of our thought and our frame of reference. So we've got very little else to actually talk about if you've just come through that. So how would you recommend going into that first date?
Graham, the worst thing, the worst turn-off for any partner is my ex. Don't say those words. Don't go there. I think the best thing that we can take with, obviously the way we look and everything, but is our mindset. Take our thoughts with. Pump yourself up before. I deserve love. I deserve something amazing. I am lovable. I will find the right partner. I'm going to do this, and prepare some topics. Talk about food. Ask them questions about themselves as well, so you get it off you. Not how much do I earn, what kind of... but ask them questions. What are their hobbies? What do they like to do? Where have they gone? What do they... All those things, prepare beforehand, but get them mentally in your head, because your thoughts are powerful. Take your mindset with you.
And a positive one at that, because like we said, there is no room for any negativity in that space. You really don't want to make it a damp situation for anyone. Thank you so much for this fantastic conversation, guys. Nande, for being bold enough to come share with all of the sass your own recovery in terms of getting back into the game. Levi, you know, so chilled about it, because you seem to have learned along the way, and Charissa, as always, for dispensing all of that wisdom and professional approach to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Beautiful conversation, and don't go anywhere, Mzansi. We'll be carrying on, but we thought we'd give you some inspiration for the day, of course, and just to add to all the magic. Now, today's quote of the day comes from none other than esteemed author, minister, and philosophical poet. It's Gillian Doucet. Starting is the hardest part, but once you get over that hurdle, you can only move forward. Now, in her book, Norde, she beautifully states the following. Now, it is something I absolutely love, and she says, "Seedlings of life sometimes come out of the fertilizer of what was left behind." How beautiful is that? Speaking of the silver lining, amongst any movement, amongst any chaos, there's always something positive to look forward to. Now, moving on and starting over is not always easy, but it is always so worth it. Now, always remember, you are not alone on your journey. So do the following. Fertilize your mind with what you left behind, and plant seeds that nourish your growth.
Your generosity can ignite a love for reading amongst our youth. Share your homegrown story. See Cadbury Story Edition packs. There's a glass and a half in everyone.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso live on S3 at the start, yes, of a brand new week. But yes, as we wrap up June as well, all of the Feel Good coming your way all the way through to 9 o'clock. So thank you very much for joining us. Now, up next, we're joined in studio by Summer Award-winning musician Zoe Modiga, who is delighted to be dusting off her band gear, clearing her vocal cords, and wow her core audience with the rare presence of her neo-soul flair. And we love it. We love to see it. We love to hear it. Not only will she be performing for us on the show this morning, but Zoe has performances lined up. She's booked over here, over there, everywhere at international festivals. That's what I'm talking about. She is the girl she thinks she is and the girl that I know her to be. But before we get into that, let's take a look at some of her work to see why she's such a wow factor queen. Come on, Zoe Modiga is in the house, everybody. Make some noise. Yes! Yes! Pew, pew, pew. Pew, 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 for real, baby. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm great. I'm happy to be here. I haven't been here in a while, so I'm happy to start my Monday and my week with you guys. Yeah.
It's so good to have you here because a lot has happened in your world and in your life since the last time we had you here. You've gone on to become an award-winning artist. You went and grabbed your summer. What's been happening? What is all of this excitement that's been happening, that's been brewing in your world?
Oh my goodness, I don't even know where to start. Firstly, my sophomore album, which is called Inganekwane, translated Zulu Fairy Tale, was released in the thick of the pandemic, June 2020. But even though that was released at that time, it's been able to be a body of work that is very meaningful to people, and that's the soundtrack to people's lives.
And then you've also had some really fantastic collaborations as well with some Western Cape talent, Seba Kapstad, for example. Let's talk about that collaboration. And I think the connection that somehow you've been able to build in a short space of time, but also with so much ease with the people of the Western Cape. I mean, yes, touring in Joburg, but in the Western Cape as well. I find that you've really just been received so well here. Let's talk about it.
So Seba Kapstad, a lot of people might not know, but I was actually based in Cape Town. I was studying music here, and actually everyone in the band is not from Kapstad, but the band was formed in Kapstad. So that was our way of giving tribute to the mother city. So it's myself, an incredible Grammy award-winning songwriter, Manana, an amazing producer, Phil, as well as Sebastian Schuster. So the four of us came together a while back while we were studying, and this was the special place that we were formed.
Yes.
And we're able to take our music far and wide, and it's really a beautiful thing.
And isn't it just so beautiful, the fact that you guys come so far back together, and that with all of the achievements and all of the self-discovery that all of you, I imagine, in your respective ways and lives have been able to go and achieve, still are able to come together and create magic in that way. Why is collaboration so important to Zoe?
I think collaboration to me is a way of worlds coming together. You know, people can come from different backgrounds, different walks of life. I mean, I'm a South African in the particular band. There is a Swazi gentleman in the band, and there's two Germans. You know, you would never think to put a melting pot of people in that way, but I think it speaks to the power of music and the power of being able to come together and find a common thread and relatability.
There's so much for us to discuss, Zoe. I mean, honestly, this is the sort of thing where we have the Zoe Modiga special on S3, where from 6 till 9, we're talking about you and your amazing music. But let's talk about the readiness to dust off the band gear. The vocals are ready. You are clearing your throat, ready to get back into it. Tell me about what's next.
Yeah, so firstly, I would like to say that we were celebrating the 2nd birthday of my sophomore album yesterday. We were in Stellenbosch. So we were by the Winelands by the Wine Estate, darling. Having a beautiful time, celebrating our 2 years. And it really is just us kickstarting our European tour that is going to be happening. We'll be starting it off at the Africa Festival on the 3rd of July and wrapping it up at the North Sea Jazz Festival. So it is a very exciting time to have our stories being told to the world. And I think the world is very ready to hear what we have to say.
Well, you are clearly very, very ready and have completely immersed yourself in it because the way you just talk about the North Sea Jazz Festival. Like, yes, people perform there. Casually, I will be performing there. You know, from Winelands to the North Sea Jazz Festival. It's Zoe Modiga hanging out with us here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. She will be performing for us, and you better believe it's gonna be a treat, which means treat. Thanks, Zoe. Welcome.
Thank you. It's an honor.
I'm here for the Tarita, but before we get into that, it's of course time to report on official duties once again. It's just gone on the hour and starting on national fronts. Now, in a power alert issued yesterday, Eskom said it regrettably had to continue to implement stage 4 load shedding due to unlawful industrial action. Now, at some power stations, the full complement of workers had not reported for duty, and this being said by Eskom. Now, the power utility has appealed to its striking employees to put the people of South Africa first, to respect the law and to desist from unlawful and undemocratic conduct. Now, due to this, stage 4 will be extended until 5 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Now, initially, load shedding would have ended at 5 a.m. this morning. Now, sticking to our national news fronts, Police Minister Becky Cele has deployed a top forensic and pathology team from Pretoria to investigate what led to the death of 21 teenagers at Enyobeni Tavern in Scenery Park, East London, in the Eastern Cape. Now, police yesterday morning found 17 bodies inside the building, and it was later established 2 more had succumbed at a local clinic. 1 died en route to hospital and another in hospital. 12 boys and 9 girls were confirmed dead at Enyobeni Tavern, and the youngest victim was only 13 years old. Now, from our national news, we head over to international news fronts now, and a senior Sri Lankan minister says the country is struggling to obtain fuel supplies. Now, the population of some 22 million is currently dependent on 15,000 tons of gasoline and diesel to keep essential services going. Now, a consignment of petrol did not arrive on Thursday, and new consignments have not yet been scheduled. Now, although citizens queue in long queues at gas stations, the government is likely to use the remaining fuel for public transportation, power generation, and medical services. Now, soldiers have meanwhile been deployed at filling stations to maintain law as well as order. Now, reporting on more international news fronts, the World Health Organization, otherwise known as the WHO, has decided at a high-level meeting that monkeypox should not be declared a global health risk at this stage. Now, the decision was made despite the incidence of cases in nearly 50 countries where the disease does not occur normally. Now, WHO Director General Tedros Ghebreyesus says experts are divided over the threat posed by the disease. However, they agree that the extent of the outbreak is worrying and are ready to meet again at short notice. Now, SA had this to say and confirmed this case on Thursday. Now, while on these subjects of dogs, and if you heard earlier in our news fronts, here is a truly heartwarming story. With a tuft of pink-styled and punk-styled hair and a tongue sticking perennially out of the side of his mouth, a dog named Mr. Happy Face has been crowned the world's homeliest pooch. Now, this 17-year-old Chinese-crested dog defeated 9 competitors on Friday in the world's ugliest dog contest, and a decade-old event held annually in Petaluma, California, in the U.S. Now, the champ was adopted as a rescue last year by 41-year-old Arizona musician Janita Benelli, who says all he needed was a second chance and love. Now, Mr. Happy Face had previously lived in conditions that were abominable. Now, he was abused and neglected, and vets said that his health was poor and he may only live a few weeks. Now, Benelli says love, kindness, and, quote, mommy kisses have helped him defy the anticipated short life that all expected him to have. And she adds with a quote, his hobbies include sleeping, snoring, woofing in his sleep, and making odd sounds when he is happy, unquote. Now, contest organizers say this of the contest itself. Now, this world-renowned event celebrates the imperfections that make all dogs special and unique. Well, Mr. Happy Face, you're definitely making us smile here in the studio. And of course, it's time to report on the rest of the news fronts. And sticking to sport right now, the G-Man is standing by.
Every dog has his day, Ryle. Well, let's see if today is going to be England's day. In fact, as we turn to cricket first, and England will need 113 runs, to be exact, with 8 wickets still in hand, to complete another superb final day victory against New Zealand. That's in the 3rd test, currently playing out at Headingley. Set 296 to win, England hurried along once again to reach 183 for 2 on day 4. Ollie Pope made 81 not out, and Joe Root weighing in with an unbeaten 55, putting on 132. That was after Alex Lees was run out for 9 and Zach Crawley caught for a frantic 25. Then earlier in the day, Tom Blundell and Daryl Mitchell, they did it again. Once again, the thorn in England's side, putting on their 4th century partnership of the series to help the Black Caps post that competitive total. Then Jack Leach, he starred with the ball, taking 5 for just 66 to take 10 wickets in the match. Then we stay with cricket now, and the Proteas women sadly will be without the experienced trio of Chloe Trion, Shabnim Ismail and Ayabonga Kaka for their rare once-off test against England that does start today. Now, Kaka was not considered for selection, while experienced pacer Ismail was ruled out with a calf strain, and then the hard-hitting batter Trion due to a hip niggle. And that's sad because they were showing the signs, all the signs they needed to. The Proteas women drawing their warm-up game against England A, where the usual suspects, Laura Wolfart, scored a century, and then Lewis also scoring a half-century in the 3-day game. Then we bring it back home for football news, and Danny Jordan has been re-elected as the president of the South African Football Association. Jordan beat Ria Ledwaba and Solly Motlapeng. He won with an overwhelming 186 votes, while Ledwaba received 27 and Motlapeng got 8 votes. Jordan will be at the helm of the football governing body for a 3rd term now, having been elected to the position for the first time back in 2013. And it was also confirmed that Ledwaba is no longer vice president. That, as SAFA statutes state, that the vice president has to be a National Executive Committee member, and she was not cleared to stand in the election for NEC positions. Then we rounded off with MotoGP, and Italy's Francesco Bagnaia. He took the Dutch MotoGP after championship leader Fabio Quartararo crashed out of an incident-packed race. And South Africa's Brad Binder, he finished 5th, while his brother Daryl did not finish. And Quartararo fell twice, in fact, flipping spectacularly over his handlebars in the 2nd incident, although thankfully he did walk away afterwards, just shaking his fists clearly in anger at his error. Bagnaia, in contrast, stayed out of trouble to record his 3rd victory of the season and a welcome full point score after failing to finish in the last 2 races. And despite the DNF, Quartararo heads into the summer break with a 21-point cushion over Alex Espargaro, who was 4th yesterday. We'll touch on those sporting headlines and get into a little bit of rugby in just a moment. And of course, we're about to welcome one of rugby's greatest legends into the studio in just a moment, so stick around for that. But right now, if you're about to hit the roads, let's give you a little traffic update.
Thanks very much, Graham. Let's take a look at your traffic first. We start off in Gauteng, Selby on the M1 northbound. Traffic is slow moving towards the Crown interchange. No lanes have been reported to be blocked, but delays can be expected. So please be patient on the roads this morning. If you find yourself out in the Western Cape, Maitland specifically, there has been an accident that's on the M5 northbound after the N2 turnoff. The right lane is currently obstructed and traffic is slow moving in the area. So please do approach that area with caution. KZN Westville kunenkinga laphaya, a stationary vehicle on the N3 westbound after the Pavilion interchange is obstructing the left lane. Please approach with caution or use an alternative route. The next update will be just in over an hour, but now let's take a look at your weather. This morning, we turn our attention to the environment. Agri-SA's Executive Director, Christo van der Rede, has put in a good word for the agricultural sector, saying it plays an important role in the recovery of the environment. He says commercial farmers are increasingly using regenerative practices on farms to work in harmony with nature, and they're specifically focusing on the health and fertility levels of soil by reducing the use of harmful substances. In addition, they also strive to minimize the release of carbon dioxide into the air. He says they are obviously very concerned about the impact of climate change and its impact on agriculture and food security. I quote this, he says, that's why we have to adopt new practices to ensure that we minimize the destructive impact of climate change on food production end quote. Now, from environmental news, we move on to those stunning sunrise views captured by you, our gorgeous viewers. Francois Cummings from George kicked us off with the 7 o'clock update with this early morning shot of the sky lighting up with a light pink hue as the day begins. Thank you for that. Carol from Amanzimtoti started her day off by the sea and captured this incredible shot. Look at it, of the sun rising over the ocean. Gino from Cape Point shared this image of his early morning fishing trip. I love that. Look at that. On the rough seas with the sun slowly rising in the distance. Last not least, Fauzia from Gqeberha woke up to this beautiful shot of the sky, showing off this beautiful pink and purple hue as he overlooks the city. Oh, GQ, stand up. Looks absolutely stunning. Please WhatsApp us your pictures. Show us what it's looking like in your part of the country. That WhatsApp number is 063-408-8863. And now another look at your temperatures. Sun and clouds are expected out in Polokwane 5, your low, reaching a high of 16. If you're out in Mbombela, 12 is your minimum, reaching a maximum of 19. The capital city, Pretoria, 7. That's where you will start off. You will peak at 18 degrees. Sun and clouds expected for Johannesburg, 4, your minimum, reaching a maximum of 16. Mahikeng in Bokone Bophirima, 4. That's your low, reaching a high of 18. Sunny times are expected out in Klerksdorp today, 1 and 18. Kimberley, your temperatures 2, minimum, reaching a maximum of 19. If you're out in Bloemfontein, a cold start, -3, you will reach a maximum of 19, with Richards Bay starting off at 11 and reaching a maximum of 20. Pietermaritzburg, sunny times 4 and 20, with Durban coming in with sun as well, 12, peaking at 21. Mthatha, 3 is your low, your high is 21. East London, 8, peaking at 21, with Credit coming in at a low of 0, reaching a maximum of 19. Gqeberha, 7, reaching a maximum of 19, with George sunny times expected out there for you. 10 is your low, reaching a maximum of 20. If you find yourself out in the mother city, Cape Town, 11 is your minimum and your maximum is 22, with Worcester expecting a low of 10 and a maximum of 25. Sutherland, 2, peaking at 17, with Uppington, plenty sun for you today, 6, reaching a maximum of 23 degrees. And that's where we leave it for this morning. Well, listen. It's a Monday, it's a brand new week. We're wrapping up this month, and I know you are going to make it a feel-good type of day. Also, do you know why? Because...
Beast! Yes, that's what's up. He's just stepped off of a cover. The man's looking more swag than ever. I mean, what's happening, brother? You're looking good.
I'm trying, man. You know?
Nah, man, it looks like just another day. Man's looking absolutely swag. But we're going to be chatting to him about his cover, and he's also going to be cooking up a storm. AEG is in the building, so don't go anywhere, Mzansi. The beast is in the building. See you soon.
Only you can make my day.
welcome back, you beautiful souls. Thank you so much for tuning in. You're about to get your just rewards. Well, certainly I am, and I don't care. I'll be self-indulgent this morning, but one of my heroes has stepped into the building. We all remember crowning moments in our career, and rugby legend Tendai the Beast comes with no exception. He is here with the GQ editor-in-chief, Mo Life, to discuss what post-rugby life actually involves, including becoming an incredible GQ cover model, because that's what's just happened. Gentlemen, welcome to it, man. I gotta say, Mo, you would have done all right in the front row, brother. I think you would have been okay, man.
Really good.
I think you could have had the chops, man. So good to have both of you here. So good to see you again so soon. I feel like I'm being blessed. I've seen you in the kitchen, so I know you got the skills there. So much of your life has shifted gears in the last few months. It's been a brave new chapter for you and something that you've clearly embraced and you've shone. Did you ever expect, though, that this would lead you to the cover of a GQ magazine? What was that like, getting that nod and going through that experience?
I think it's quite amazing. You know, it's obviously like a dream come true for me. It's actually a funny story. At the beginning of this year, I had a strat meeting with the Rock Nation guys, and they asked me what are my goals and objectives for the next couple of months, and I said one of the things was being on the cover of GQ, and then, believe it or not, a few weeks later, I heard from AEG that they were going to make it possible, obviously, you know, in conjunction with the GQ magazine. So I'm pretty honored that, you know, they would have me as the cover, you know, for the next 2 months. And yeah, it's amazing. Such a reward for pretty much everything I've done thus far.
Yeah, man, and warranted, my friend, because you take care of yourself, brother. You look good, man.
I do try.
Well, was it a fish out of water? I don't think so. In fact, let's take a sneak peek at this cover shoot with GQ and AEG.
We're at my house today doing a GQ shoot, courtesy of AEG. I'm very excited. It's my first GQ cover shoot. You know, it's a big moment. You know, getting to tell my story as well, what I'm up to post-rugby. So, yeah, I'm super excited to be associated with a great brand like AEG. Yeah, we're having lots of fun, you know. I'm dressing up. I think I've worn about 8 outfits. But it's so cool, you know. I'm showing another side to myself, and really excites me, and can't wait for everybody to check out this issue.
I love it, man. I like the way you say my first GQ cover. Mo, there's going to be more, I have a feeling. Obviously, you are very much about your home, your family, and that becoming, I suppose, the epicenter of your life, despite the massive things that you're doing within business and within that sporting framework. And very much a part of that is this ambassadorship with AEG. How did that come about, and what's that journey been like?
Yeah, and it's obviously been quite incredible, you know, to be associated to a brand like AEG. Obviously, they handpicked me to be the first regional ambassador from South Africa, and you know, for me to be associated with a brand, you know, that is forward-thinking, innovative, and you know, always pushing the boundaries, kind of like myself, you know, and what I did in my journey as a Springbok. Yeah, you know, there's so many you know, similarities and synergies between us. So I'm grateful to align with them, and it's been amazing for my family, you know, to have our home kitchen remodeled, our epicenter in the house. So yeah, it's allowed me more time in the kitchen. You know? Now my cooking skills are way better than they have been, you know.
I saw you, dude. I saw you in a kitchen be put to the test against Jabba, and he was good. He was on form on the day, man, but that was a beautiful experience. Have your cooking skills improved through the process?
No, they certainly have, you know. I think one of my favorite meals that I make is the Wagyu steak. So I've added a few more to that recipe, and my wife, she constantly obviously challenges me to do more stuff in the kitchen with the kids. So we're making pancakes in the morning, you know, and at lunchtime we're making burgers. So yeah, I must say, you know, my skills have been bettered by obviously, you know, the amazing appliances.
Yeah, it helps when you work with the best. Yeah, I would imagine on the pancake front. I tried Pancake Day yesterday, and I realize I'm like the worst pancake maker in the business. Mo, I think he had us on Wagyu beef. I think that's a pretty much good start. So maybe that's where this discussion first started, was over a steak and done. How did this relationship form, and how did the connection come about?
So pretty much, I mean, I've always been like a great fan of the Beast. So when the opportunity came to work with the Beast through AEG, it was a non-brainer, literally, because as a brand GQ, we look at specific guys who've done great things in the industry, they're excelling, and they're breaking boundaries. So once the opportunity was on the board, I was like, yeah, definitely we should do this. And what's exciting actually is I speak Shona and he speaks Shona as well, right? But on set, he didn't know I spoke Shona. So I literally spoke English the whole time. And when we were about to shoot our video for the cooking video, I spoke to him in Shona. You should have seen his face. I wish we had it on camera. Like, so shocked. I was like, wow, hello there.
and he learned that just for you, buddy. That was it. He was willing to go that far. Now, look, in principle, it's great because we know him, we love him, we know that he's an absolute crowd favorite. It's a different thing when he's got to step up, and that's got to translate into a GQ cover, because there is an expectation. You have a very set model that you've got to live up to. Did he step up? What was he like in that part of the process? Did you have to coax him out? How did he take to the cover model status?
He took on very well. He was steady, very engaging, and also, what I really love, trusting the people you're working with. I think for me, more than anything, if you're trusting my team and myself, it just makes it work, because we've done this so many times.
He's the best, yeah?
Yes, so yeah.
When is the cover out? When can people own it? When can they have a poster like that?
The cover is out. Digitally, it went out on Friday. Now it's out on all shelves. All good stores have the magazine cover. And we actually also have a magazine signing later on today at Canal Walk, exclusive books. So people can catch us there and also get it in any store.
Yep. If you're going to get to Canal Walk, get there early. I would make that suggestion. Thank you so much. Looks absolutely beautiful. Buddy, we are so proud of you. And this is the crazy thing. Despite everything that you've achieved within sport, within rugby, I kind of get the feeling that the best is still yet to come. And that is amazing to me, because you've done pretty much the most already. So, buddy, we are so proud of you in this new phase of your life. I look forward to a Wagyu beef, but that setting from that balcony, please, the invite needs to come out. You can show some love. Get onto the social media platforms. It is available digitally. It's on shelves. Go and get yourself a copy. And if you want to meet the man and get your copy signed, get out to the exclusive books at Canal Walk today.
Why not order from your oven? With precision, raise your standards and make it matter. AEG. Challenge the expected.
Yeah, I think it's official. I have a man crush on the Beast. I mean, how's that look? What do you guys think? Yeah, make that cover? We got work to do. We're going to do that work right now. We're going to go for part 2 of our workout. We're all about looking good and, of course, feeling good, and that's on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. So your aim with us, this workout, is to achieve an overall muscle pump so that your physique looks at its most primed while you're leaning at the bar, right? You know that little tricep coming through like, what's up? Now that pumped up look will last 2-3 hours, and it makes that showy muscles show off and the biceps and chest stand out even more. So we're going to get that popping right now. So we've got fitness trainer and model Kyle Eli in the building. He's still with us. He's still showing us some of the top exercises that you can achieve to get this look and maybe even get yourself on a GQ cover. You got to work on that pose though. All right, but let's get into it. Kyle Eli, round 1 was spectacular. A nice full body workout, nice and simple, easy but effective at the same time.
For sure.
What's round 2 got for us?
Okay, so we're going to tap into more bit of the functional things.
All right.
So the first exercise will be, like you said, tackling the whole body, right?
Nice, yes.
So we can do a beast hold.
Oh, I like that, okay.
Beast holds everything, baby.
So I don't call him out and go grab him and hold him. No, we've got to do an actual move, okay.
Okay. So, hands in front of your knees, so spread it nicely.
Okay.
So, line your hands.
Nice and wide, there we go, okay.
So, 1, 2.
1, 2.
3, 4.
3, 4.
On your toes.
Your toes.
You drop down. Forward. You're looking much better than the last time. Squeeze.
Oh, thank you very much.
2.
I think more and more sessions that I have with you, the more I get into the flow, kind of start feeling these movements, it becomes a little bit more easier on the body.
Exactly. And I mean, with functional training, you tend to get stronger, look better, feel better.
Yes, that's what today is all about. We're going to get people on their first new date.
Yes, baby.
Post-pandemic dates, that's what it's about.
One move.
Oh, also feeling this a lot in most parts of the body, not just the shoulders, not just the core, a little bit of the quads as well coming through there. So yeah,
arms, a bit of everything.
It's nice, not only a warm-up, but an actual exercise to get the muscles going.
As well. How does it feel?
Yes, fingers are feeling good. I liked how you unlocked those fingers. I was talking to Carl earlier, just working on some handstand stuff, and it's so cool to see how important every single part of your body is. Incorporated into your exercises to get the best bang for your buck. And we're doing that right now. How are we doing that bang bucking?
Okay, our next exercise will be a push-up.
Okay.
First time around will be a diamond push-up.
Ooh, okay.
Focusing on the triceps.
All right.
So, like the first time you have the easier version.
Yeah.
You go all the way down.
Yeah.
Up, squeeze the thighs. And then you have the upgraded version, which is on our feet, in the diamond position, straight back, all the way down, up, squeeze. 5, 4.
It's a lot harder than the normal push-ups, eh?
Yep.
But these are the ones that are going to help when you're at the bar, leaning in, pulling out your best pickup line, and you get that short tricep. What's up? That's what's up.
And our last exercise will be abs again.
Nice. Can't go wrong with abs, especially. I know it is winter, but a lot of us are still seeing opportunities with the weather to take a top off, so might be a good +1 on the date.
Exactly. I was just about to say, I saw your IG and I saw how outgoing you are. You're always outside no matter the weather.
Always, man. Always. So you've got to look good, feel good, especially even in nature too, right?
Exactly. Yeah, next one will be hands under your legs. If you can't clap, you can't clap, it's all good.
Okay.
Me 10.
Oh yeah, feeling the ab burn. This is what's up. This is gonna get you blocked. Oh, get you jacked and get you shredded.
Yes.
Woo.
9.
One more.
10.
Oh, yes, man. Another one coming through. Absolutely love it. Feels like we're doing something so effective, but in such a short space of time. And I think for a lot of people out there working on so many elements of their body, so many elements of their mind, this is perfect, man. It's nice and quick, nice and efficient. We've got one more round coming at you. Carl Eli in the building. Find him online for some more workout inspiration, but don't go anywhere. Round 3 coming at you soon, soon, soon.
What's beta-glucan? Hello, do you know what beta-glucan is? What is beta-glucan? No one knows what beta-glucan is.
Beta-glucan is a natural fiber in jungle oats that helps lower cholesterol and keep hearts well.
Jungle, do life with heart.
Christmas comes early on Expresso as Golden Cloud and Beacon search for South Africa's best friends baking duo. You and a friend stand a chance to win the grand prize worth 50,000 Rand in the ultimate Christmas in July bake-off. To enter the challenge, create your bake with Golden Cloud and Beacon. Share your photo of the bake on the Golden Baker Search Christmas in July edition competition post on the Expresso Facebook or Twitter pages, or WhatsApp line on 063 814 2300 using hashtag Golden Baker Search. And tell us why you are SA's best baking duo and why you think your creation is the best. You could be one of the 5 finalists competing live on Expresso for the grand prize worth 50,000 Rand. The winning duo to be crowned live on Expresso this July. Brought to you by Golden Cloud and Beacon. Entries close on the 17th of July. Details and T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso here on S3. Okay, all right, okay, it's Monday. We know, I know, you know. But we're already thinking of, you know, that lazy weekend lunch. Yeah, being a bit sneaky with that. So say hi to your new lunch project, slow cooked lamb on a chakalaka flavored potato bake. Got your full attention? Hopefully, oh yes, because it's going to come through with that vibrant green bean and tomato salad on the side. What does that spell? Delicious, which means delicious.
I spell delicious.
Delicious.
How do you spell it?
Duh. Yay.
But this isn't. We're not doing spelling and
no, this is not the spelling bee.
No, but honestly, this is such a delicious dish. I want to do the weekend all over again. But I mean, of course, we all want to do the weekend all over again.
I don't think we should wait for the weekend. I think we should create that experience during the week. The weather does call for it in most parts of the country, and you've got no excuse.
No excuse. Okay, so let me just talk through some of my essential winter Woolies products. And the best thing about them, it's all easy to cook. The convenient part is done for you. All you got to do is kind of like add a little bit of your spice and pretend it was yours. So, okay, we've got the easy to roast leg of lamb today, and we're going to use that for this dish. We're going to slow cook it over some potatoes. Let the potatoes taking up all that like lammy flavor. It's going to be delicious. Then we got the oxtail already done. This one, take it out the sleeve in the oven, and you pretend. Again, pretend.
That is my favorite. Do you know the aromas of that when you've got that baking in your oven, you take it out, you've got people just waiting, they're having their pre-drinks at your house. It just says this is a home you want to visit all the time.
It's a home of someone who has their life together, right?
Yes.
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 That's it.
Okay, so then 2 sheets for me, the Woolies frozen roast potatoes and the mash. We spoke about it. They're amazing. Okay, so let's get this together. All right. We're going to start working on the potatoes. So essentially what this is like a potato bake, but you're baking the lamb over it.
Over the potatoes?
Over the potatoes. Okay, so we're going to go in with some chili and some garlic going in. Get a little bit of more oil in there. And something that gives you instant flavor without even trying is chakalaka.
Yes.
Okay.
Chakalaka will save any sort of recipe that's gone wrong.
Oh, sorry.
Marriages too. I know a few, as you do too, marriages that have been saved by a can of chakalaka in the mix.
You should have just gotten the chakalaka, the spicy one. Take it from a married man.
That's it.
That's the one. Okay, cool. So, in we go. Chili and the garlic in there. Chakalaka goes in. So far, it's like we just amped up the flavor of the chakalaka, right?
So for me, I really am very, very excited and keen to see how all of this comes together. That lamb with the chakalaka over the potato is like, what are you talking about?
How does it smell? It's crazy, right?
Yes,
it's crazy. Okay, cream goes in. Now you're like, what, chakalaka
now we're making it rich.
What? What's happening?
Yeah.
Potatoes, please.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to slice up some more.
I'll take the ones in the dish so long.
I've already started. Yes, you take this for now.
So what you're going to do is you're going to coat all your potatoes in the sauce and you're going to pack it down as tightly as you can. So you can create a bed, okay? You want the potatoes to really have a lot of contact with that sauce because when potatoes cook, they suck up all that sauce. And that's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
And if you're busy chopping and you think things go flying, it's okay. Just look panicked. Because, I mean, all the hard work's done for you.
Look busy.
Exactly. All the hard work's it's done for you. So you got to put in like a really good act. Like this is something you've been slaving over for like hours.
Long time. I've been in this kitchen. I woke up at 3 o'clock this morning just to feed the 4 people coming over today, and it's going to be a feast. And you know what? I like to feed people with heart and love.
Yes, I love it. Okay, easy to roast leg of lamb.
Great.
It's been marinated, it's in the bag, it's been tenderizing, it's been like it's like developing so much more flavor. You just take it out gently.
But it looks so gorgeous. I mean,
It does.
Look at that. The quality of it is in looking at it. Just seeing it, you can tell this is going to be a goodie.
It's going to be a goodie. So what you need to do, hit it with a little bit of salt, okay? Imagine that going to the oven, that fat renders off the lamb. It starts looking so beautiful. The potatoes suck it all up.
Oh, yes.
Okay. But you
Clem,
need-
stop. Don't stop.
You need
Carry on.
more veggies. Okay, green beans going in. You can keep on slicing potatoes. It'll come together.
Nah.
Green beans going in. So quick. We're going to just like, I don't want to boil them.
What do you want to do with them?
We've
How
actually
else?
like boiled green beans. So we're going to do a nice fry on it, okay?
Okay.
It's going to start picking up flavor.
All right.
A little bit of more oil going in there.
Well, you really are introducing us to some new ways and some new things this morning, it seems. But these are easy hacks. And I think the beauty of it is really the convenience that Woolies has put into preparing all of those packs, is that you then just add a touch of Clem, a touch of Tabiso, a touch of Nikki, or whatever your name is. You just add a touch of it. Whoever Nikki's watching right now at home and
Absolutely.
add a touch of herself.
And Nikki is our photographer in studio, by the way.
Taking photos.
So, okay, a little bit of rosemary goes in. The rosemary is just to kind of mimic the flavors of the lamb.
Yeah.
Because we've got that lamb that's on there at the moment. Once you get a little bit of, like, you can smell the garlic in there. Once it smells toasty, whole tomatoes go in. Do you want some more chili?
This is such a flavorful and flavorsome delight. I love it.
Do you want some chili in there?
Yes, I love chili.
Okay.
Chili any day, any time. Let's get it in there.
A little bit of green chili.
Yeah.
Once the beans are blistered and the tomatoes start to just pop,
okay,
they're done. Hit it with a little bit of lemon zest and lemon, and you're done. And you're done.
Oh, Clem, what are you doing to us on a Monday morning?
On a Monday morning.
And I did say, I know it's a Monday. It does feel like such an indulgence. Thank you very much.
We've got to do this together.
Where do I add this to?
Over here.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
One.
So.
All right.
And this is when you call your guests up, make them feel special, like they did something.
Like, oh,
and then
yeah.
you squeeze.
I love an interactive meal.
Squeeze. Coat it in that lemon juice. Everybody's happy. They play their part in the kitchen. And dinner's done.
And you're catching up, having conversations. It's taken you absolutely less than 30 minutes to put it all together. But listen, if you want to get your hands on it and you want this experience that Clem and I have just shared together here, go on to woolworths.co.za. It's the Woolies difference. And we absolutely love to see it. So this is what it looks like when you serve it to your guests. This looks so gorgeous. I mean, look at that.
What do you think?
I think it looks beautiful. Almost, you want to take photographs of it and not eat it at all.
Yeah.
Because Nikki, our photographer, said, Tabisa, don't eat it yet. I want to take photos of it, which you can catch on Expresso Morning Show, SABC3's Facebook, and at Expresso Show on our Instagram. But this recipe, all of the gorgeous ingredients on woolworths.co.za. Clem, Jayan, pause.
I'll
Now, Zoe, I don't know if Uncle Tubbsy was trying to sing his way into a backup singing role here.
It would seem.
I don't know. We'll leave that position open for now, but that was a good effort, Tubbs. We love having Zoe here because I think you represent the present and the future of South African music, and it makes us so excited, and it kind of feels like a special privilege to have you here performing live just for us this morning. And when I say us, I mean you guys at home. You get her now live in your house, and it's going to be unforgettable. Here she is performing a track titled Umdali, and yes, it is just for you.
Sizowafeza kanjani na Wadal, wadal abantu ebadala ngemicabango yakhe wadalele moyeni ebafanisa naye
Add a little sunshine. Everflu C Immune Booster Plus, now with vitamin D. Brought to you by Pharmadynamics.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, sir. Momentous weekend in sports, certainly for local rugby. The Pumas made history over the weekend, winning the Currie Cup for the first time in their history. Congratulations. And they overcame an incredible Griquas side, 26-19 in that final in Kimberley. And here to take us through the history-making action is our sports producer and anchor, Michael Pedro. This is a big one. Before we get into the action, just in case anyone missed it at home, or maybe you just want to relive it again, let's take a look at that winning moment.
The bubbly starts popping. Your 2022 Carling Currie Cup champions, the Air-Link Pumas!
This distinguished Carling Currie Cup trophy is being lifted for the very first time by the Air-Link Pumas of Mpumalanga, Umbombela. Celebrations are afoot tonight.
What? Mpumalanga is a reason to celebrate, Mike. This is awesome. There are so many emotional reasons why this is awesome for South African rugby. But when we look at the mechanics of the actual game itself, how did they do it? Because I think the Griquas came into this probably as the favourites, looking at their kind of recent history. But the Pumas have been playing an awesome style of rugby, and they stepped up. What was the defining moment, do you think, or the defining kind of factor for the Pumas to get across the line?
Yeah, I think just on the day execution, really. That's what they've been doing pretty much throughout the whole season. They've stuck to their game plan. They haven't changed no matter who the opposition is, whether it was the Bulls, the Sharks, the Lions, the so-called bigger unions. Yeah. They played their running style of rugby, and their offloading in the tackle was instrumental in a lot of their tries that they've scored this season, and in 2 of them on Saturday as well. So I think credit to them, credit to Jimmy Stonehouse. He's been at the union forever. I think 2007 was when he became part of the Pumas, and for him to be in charge and for the Pumas to get over the line the way that they have done in the Griquas home stadium as well, I think is a massive, massive carrot for them.
It is big. So we're going to credit Jimmy Stonehouse's biceps, okay, because since he has been in the fold, the bicep size of the Puma team on average just rose. But he has been producing these amazing players that other franchises have been kind of cherry-picking for the last decade, it would seem. It's just been the craziest time. So kudos to him and his coaching staff and to that team that played like brothers out there. The Griquas, like I said, came into this probably feeling that they had the edge. We know in a final that it's, you know, all history is rewritten in that sense. But did they lose it or were they beaten? How do you feel?
Yeah, I think it was maybe a bit of both, to be honest, because there were quite a few opportunities for the Griquas to put points on the board. I think at one stage they were trailing by 10 or so. Towards the back end of the game, and they decided to go for kicks instead of for trying to get the 7-pointer and get a try and maybe a conversion as well from that. So I think decision-making probably let them down, especially in the latter half of that game. But also take nothing away from them. I mean, these are seen as the 2 sort of smaller unions in Currie Cup rugby. And for both of them to be in the final playing against each other, I think is massive.
I don't think people quite understand the disparity, the difference in resources and punching power when you look at those smaller unions. And I say that with all due respect, when the Pumas and the Griquas to make it into a Currie Cup final, what does that mean for South African rugby? For the Currie Cup, how important is that?
Yeah, I think it's immensely important because I think over the last couple of years, okay, obviously COVID hasn't helped with not having people in the stadiums, but I think over the last couple of years there have been question marks around the validity of the Currie Cup and whether it is a competition still worth having in South African rugby. And this weekend showed exactly why it is worth having, because you get these players who are, this might for some of them be the only major final that they play in. And if you're part of that winning Puma side, you can say, I've won the oldest club rugby competition in the world. And even if that's the only thing that you win, you've got that next to your name. And that means something. It means something for the players, it means something
for the area,
for the community as well. I mean, if you look at where these teams come from, Mpumalanga and Kimberley, And you look at that compared to the likes of the Lions, the Bulls, the Sharks, all the so-called bigger unions, and it really shows that South African rugby is alive at this kind of level. We've seen it at URC with obviously the Bulls and the Stormers making the inaugural final, and now we're seeing it with the so-called smaller unions again doing it domestically. So it really does put South African rugby in a good place. And as you say, a lot of the bigger teams cherry pick the star players from these so-called smaller unions, and they go on to do amazing things at their new franchises. So
it's a win-win.
It is. It really is. The standard of rugby maybe hasn't been there for the last couple of years, but I think
certainly then
over this weekend it really shows the importance of this competition.
You party all week, you party all month. It is up to you. And unbelievable, as Mike said, the oldest rugby competition in the world. So much history there, and that history has been rewritten this weekend. So congratulations to the Pumas, and we certainly also tip our hats to the Griquas, an incredible Currie Cup season.
All the action coming at you from the boys. Thank you so much. And if you've been paying attention, we've been getting you in shape for your date, not only mentally, but physically too. And we've had 2 parts of a full body workout that's definitely going to get you in shape. And we're going to carry on doing just exactly that. Carl Eli is standing by right now. We're working on those muscles that are definitely going to give you an extra bit of plus points when it comes to that date. So pay attention for this one. It's time to get pumped, and it's time to make sure that we seal that date. Carl Eli is still in the building, of course, showing us the good stuff. What do you got for us? Cool. It's been 3 sessions, man. I'm blessed. Like, this is like what you'd pay big bucks for. So we're getting like good tips here for the people. And I'm going to ask you to just take it away for us, man. I've been enjoying this.
Cool. So I'm going to pick up where we left off.
Yeah.
We're going to start with chest again.
Okay.
But this time around, we're doing it exactly in line with the shoulders. Not wide, not close.
So we were wide in the first one. We did narrower grip in the earlier one, which did the triceps. Now we're going in between the 2.
So this, I like to call this a functional exercise. This is my own functional exercise when I'm using more than one muscle group. Now it's our thigh and our chest in unison.
I like that. More bang for your buck.
So let's do the upgraded version first. So we go all the way down, up, squeeze.
Nice. I definitely am feeling both the pec, a little bit of shoulder, and definitely the tricep coming into play here. So almost ticking a couple boxes just in this one movement alone. I see Carl Eli's functionality coming through here. Very nice
2 more. It's 1 and 2.
Yeah, nice. All right, upper body sorted.
Yes.
Feeling swole, getting ready to get in that t-shirt for the date. What else you got for us?
Okay, cool. We're gonna go back to legs.
Okay,
So
nice.
this time we're doing forward lunges.
Okay,
Alternating
lekker.
forward lunges. Squeeze.
Just
other
thinking
side.
about those nice, tight, skinny
That's
jeans
it.
that the lads can start wearing now.
Exactly.
Show off them quads, boys.
For the band-aids.
And of course, the ladies too. Don't worry, everybody likes a good pair of legs. That is for sure, not just in the kitchen when it comes to chicken.
2.
Nice.
And 1. Okay, our last one.
Yeah.
Will be abs again.
All right, I love this. Also, I must just make mention of the fact that, yes, we are exercising, we're building muscle, but every time we are doing these movements, we're still burning calories, right? So there's still some fat burning going on in this process. It's not like we just have to do cardio to get that shredded look. So it's, again, another box being ticked there just by getting this workout on, right?
I always recommend using weight. You burn more fat or calories using weight.
Yeah, and
so
good
it's a
time and
common
attention.
misconception that exactly.
I love that, man. All right, send us home, brother.
Okay, cool. Boom.
Boom.
1.
Yep.
Down. 2.
Oh, a little hybrid of the 2 we did earlier.
Yes.
Okay, so legs up, clap, legs down,
squeeze.
slide them up on the leg. All right.
2 more. 1. Last
Oh,
one.
yeah.
And that's that.
A lot harder than I thought, man. You got to concentrate on that one. You got to pay attention. But I think it is official. We are definitely ready. And Mzansi, if you've been joining us as well, then I know you're going to feel ready because you're looking good right now. You just done 3 workouts with this, man. You're feeling good right now, and that's of course because all the endorphins are flowing through you. So all you got to do right now, get on your phone, pick up the phone, ask them for a date tonight, check out the kitchen recipes, and you'll be sorted. Date night done, brother. Thank you so much. That was an absolute magic, Mzansi. I hope you enjoyed that. And of course, you want to find some more exercise inspiration, find this man online, get yourself shredded, and of course, that date is just a guarantee. I hope you enjoyed that.
Welcome back. We have been celebrating amazing suns all month, and we're going to make another winner that much happier with 2,500 Rand, courtesy of Panado, in just a moment. But first, let's get back into those news headlines one last time, and then I'll take you through some of the morning traffic.
Thank you very much, Graham. Let's start off with our national headlines. South Africa has been plunged back into stage 4 load shedding. But meanwhile, Eskom has announced that it has selected 18 companies to develop renewable energy projects. The power utility will lease parts of its land in Mpumalanga to bidders for this purpose. Contracts can only be signed once the unnamed companies have obtained environmental impact assessment clearance, Eskom says. Now, the bids relate to 4,000 hectares of Eskom land out of the 36,000 hectares available. And successful companies will be announced once all the processes have been finalized, probably by August. Staying here at home, in a power alert issued yesterday, Eskom said it regretfully had to continue to implement stage 4 load shedding due to unlawful industrial action. At some power stations, the full complement of workers had not reported for duty, Eskom said, and the power utility has appealed to its striking employees to put the people of South Africa first, to respect the law and to desist from unlawful and undemocratic conduct. Due to this, stage 4 will be extended until 5 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. Initially, load shedding would have ended at 5 a.m. this morning. In international news, Somalia President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud has tested positive for COVID-19 after returning from a week-long trip to the United Arab Emirates. Mohammed said that he had no symptoms but would continue to self-isolate and serve the people of Somalia from home. He added, I quote, "I ask that we all keep each other safe by following public health advice and guidelines." Mohammed, 66 years old, traveled to the UAE on the 19th of June for his very first trip outside the country since he was elected on the 15th of May. Staying with news abroad, a senior Sri Lankan minister says that the country is struggling to obtain fuel supplies. The population of some 22 million is currently dependent on 15,000 tons of gasoline and diesel to keep essential services going, and a consignment of petrol did not arrive on Thursday, and new consignments have not yet been scheduled. Although citizens stand in long queues at gas stations, the government is likely to use the remaining fuel for public transportation, power generation and medical services. Soldiers have meanwhile been deployed at filling stations to maintain law and order. Now, world-famous Kirsten Bosch in the Mother City on Friday played host to a very special group of law enforcers at the Cape Town's Metro Police K9 unit. They spent quality time on the garden's beautiful mountain trails. The South African Police Service relies increasingly on dogs in its K9 units to battle crime in the country. And these K9s are deployed for narcotics, explosives, as well as protected species detection, as well as tracking dangerous suspects and search and rescue operations. Alderman J.P. Smith, the mayoral committee member of safety and security, paid tribute on the city's Facebook page to the unit, and he said that the K9s are more than just dogs. They're also a partner to an officer in the unit. He said the value of K9 is all about its attitude, training and relationship with its handler. He added that the city was earnestly seeking ways to expand this unit to increase the valuable component of K9s in the fight against crime. Needless to mention, the 20 police poochers and their human partners thoroughly enjoyed the fresh air exploring Kirsten Bosch's iconic trails. Love to see it. Well, that's where we leave it for this morning. Here is a final look at your roads and then the weather with Graham.
Thank you so much, Tabsi. Let's start in Gauteng, in Centurion. In fact, there has been an accident on the N1 southbound. That's after Garsfontein Road. One lane is currently blocked and causing delays, obviously. Please approach the area with caution. Moving down to the Western Cape in Century City on the N1 inbound, there's been an accident before Sable Road, and that's obstructing one lane. Expect heavy delays there, and please be patient on the roads this morning. Then in KZN, in Pietermaritzburg, there is a stationary truck on the N3 southbound. That's before the Peter Brown Drive exit. Please approach with caution or use an alternative route. Well, that's a wrap of your traffic. Let's take a look at the skies. Well, before we head up there, let's take a look down here first of all. And 9 of 24 communal water collection points in the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro were activated on Saturday. So currently the Metro is not extracting water from the Mpofu Dam because the barge is being relocated. During the past week, the Churchill Dam has been carrying most of the Mpofu Dam's shortfall. Chairperson of the Amatola Water Board, Pam Yako, has recommended that the Churchill Dam supply be cut immediately to prevent failure due to over-extraction. Thus, extraction from Churchill Dam has been reduced, and as a result, it is due to run dry tomorrow. This will impact the southern and western suburbs of the Nelson Mandela Bay area. Residents in these areas will experience intermittent water supply as a result. Meanwhile, some 1,310 water leaks have been repaired during the last few days out of a total of 3,000. Next, we move to some of your sunrise images shared on our Expresso WhatsApp line by you beautiful viewers, you early risers, as our morning cannot really begin without seeing how you start your day. And we're going to start with Roger Bester from Deep River in Cape Town, who captured this beautifully silhouetted photo of the sun rising up over the mountains in the distance. Then Christine from The Bluff shared this incredible image of the cloud-filled sky and a beautiful pink hue breaking through. Then Stallone Pile from Unkomas captured this shot a little bit later than Christine, as he started his day overlooking the area, showing off this bright and bold shot of the sun, really letting us know that it's rising. Then Hoitsamang from Lakeside shared this fresh morning shot, showing off a glow in the sky as the day gently begins. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. Well, let's see what the day has in store for us in terms of those temperatures. Starting in Polokwane, 5-year low going up to a high of 16. In Mbombela, you are looking at a low of 12 going up to a high of 19. Pretoria, your low 7 going up to 18. Johannesburg, chilly start 4 going up to 16. Mahikeng 4 and 18 your range. Klerksdorp 1 degrees your minimum going up to a max of 18. Kimberley 2 and 19. Bloemfontein freezing. -3 degrees is your minimum going up to 19. Richards Bay, moderate day ahead, 11 and 20 your temperature range. Pietermaritzburg, your low 4 degrees going up to 20. Durban 12 and 21. Mthatha 3 degrees your minimum going up to a max of 21. East London 8 your low going up to a high of 21. Cradock, 0 is where you start, 19 is your high. Gqeberha, 7 your low going up to 19. George 10 your minimum going up to a max of 20. Cape Town ranging between 11 and 22 degrees. Worcester, pretty warm day in fact by your normal standards this time of the year, 10 your start and 25 your max. And then Sutherland, you kick off on 2 degrees going up to a high of 17. And Uppington, your low 6 going up to a high of 23 degrees as well. And pretty much very little or no rainfall expected anywhere else in the country. But as we always say, regardless of what the weather is, make sure that it's a beautiful day. And now we are going to reward the latest winner in an incredible competition as we continue to celebrate some of our beautiful sons with Panado.
Introducing new Panado Pediatric Syrup 5ml sachets. They're really convenient to pack and easy to use, so you're always prepared for pain and fever, anytime, anywhere.
You know, Ryle, let me tell you something about sons, right? The impact of a son in a family is seeing how he has influenced the growth and development of his parents through the lessons that he has taught them. And it happens.
Nice.
And Panado is giving you at home the chance to win 2,500 Rand daily by telling us about your amazing son's achievements.
Yes, so you know what time it is. Today we are announcing our next lucky winner. So officially, can I get a drum roll, please, Tabiso? Our winner is Jody Peterson! Yes, we have a winner in the building. Before we even chat on the line, I want to read this comment out to you because I absolutely love it, Tabiso. Now, she said the following: my son's biggest achievement has been his schoolwork, his hard work and dedication, and he's only in grade 2. He comes home from school each day and sits with his books. His aim is to get 8s on his next report, as he previously got 6s and 7s. He's excellent at mathematics, and I'm so proud to be his mom. Hashtag a dose of care. A little Einstein in the building.
I love that. Jody Peterson, you are on the line. Good morning, Jody winner.
Morning.
How you doing, Jody?
Hi.
You're just fine. How can you be fine on a Monday when you've just won 2,500 Rand?
Jody, how does it feel to be a winner? And maybe tell us this. Let's start with your favorite memory of yourself and your son. It does sound like he brings lots of joy into your household.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. We have so much wonderful memories together, especially now that he's learning and is able to read the signs when we're driving on the road. So it's just amazing.
Do you make him drive, Jody? I mean, come on, he's only in grade 2.
It sounds like he's already accomplished so much, especially when looking at his school subjects. But look, you got some prize cash money. What are you going to be doing with it?
Well, it was actually Connor's birthday yesterday. What? So I'm going to be spoiling him.
Oh, beautiful.
Happy birthday to Connor. Yeah, man. I hope it was a beautiful day.
Yeah. Well,
yes, it was.
so now you've got this 2,500 Rand coming your way. It's going to be stepping into your bank account, okay? How are you going to be spending it? What are you going to be doing for him specifically?
Well, he likes to go to the play centers, you know, to enjoy himself and have his slush puppy. So that's what I'm going to be treating him to.
That's going to be a lot of
We're just looking at some of the pictures of you guys on your adventures and looked like you were doing a road trip. I love the fact that it looks like there's just smiles all around. So I'm here for that and more of that. But once again, congratulations from everyone at the Expresso studio. I hope you enjoy your winnings and, of course, the moments that you have with your incredible son too.
Yes, thank you so much.
Fabulous. What's your son's name again, Jody?
Connor.
Connor. Love it. Okay, well, listen, congratulations to Jody and son and all of our winners so far. Now, you still do stand the chance to win yourself that 2,500 Rand. All you have to do is enter the Panado Sons Celebration Competition. If you want to know how to enter, this is how you do.
Celebrate our sons and win. Catch Expresso to stand a chance to win a 2,500 Rand cash prize from Panado each weekday morning from the 20th to the 30th of June. Nominate your son and tell us about their biggest achievement that you're the most proud of. Don't forget to use the hashtag #ADoseOfCare. Enter now. Each day's competition closes at 10 a.m. T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
Take lashes higher. New Revlon Eyes Wide Open Mascara. The curved brush volumizes and lifts lashes vertically for a wide-eyed lash look. Hemp seed oil conditions for healthy-looking lashes. Go higher. New Revlon Eyes Wide Open Mascara.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. And now we started our morning off with a panel discussion about how to start dating again. Take a deep breath, get back out there. Now we know that dating is complex and dating with kids is no different. And to elaborate more on this topic is relationship and life coach Shelley Lewin. She is also the founder of the Relationship Architect Coaching and Consulting Organization. And we want you to join in on the conversation, please. So share your dating tips for getting back in there, testing the waters again. We want you to WhatsApp your voice note to 0634088863. Shelly, welcome back. Good
Yeah.
to see you.
so much.
How are you doing?
I'm excellent. Thank you. All good today.
It's so good having you, and especially today, I think everybody's waiting in bated breath, just trying to like bag as many tips as they can as they enter this very overwhelming world we call dating, right? And it can be very complicated, but what you do is kind of take the complication out of complicated, right? How exactly are you doing that?
So I'm known as the relationship architect, and I design the space between two people. So my business is in personal and professional relationship development. And I work predominantly in two spaces. So in organizations, I work as a leadership coach and do facilitation and leadership coaching. And then in my private practice, I do relationship coaching and counseling.
Ah, okay.
And essentially what I do is I am there to facilitate, to support and help people to generate, renovate and restore connection between themselves and someone else and even within themselves. So it's all around connectedness, being yourself and feeling that you can connect deeply with another person.
Authenticity.
Correct.
We are there for
Nice,
that. I
man.
absolutely love that. Before we get into the nuance of how you achieve that, we had a voice note come through from young Aiden. Well, I say young Aiden. I'm hoping young Aiden's young.
Young and hot.
Yeah, from Aiden right now, how they feel about the dating game.
Good morning, team. It's Aiden from Regent's Park. Tips on dating. Always know what the woman likes, and please don't bring, like, talk about your ex and all of that. That's a big no-no. Yeah, so just be yourself. Don't talk about your ex. And always know what the woman likes, her dream dating things and all of that. If you don't know what a woman likes, then why are you dating her?
I love that one.
Truth laid bare. Okay, not talking about your ex has come up about 20 times this morning, so I'm going to take that as the first tip. Just don't talk about your ex. Try and keep the baggage out of there. Is it possible as a human species to not have baggage or to distance ourselves from that, whether it's in a workspace where we need to move forward within an organization or a structure or within that relationship space? How do you feel about managing baggage?
So I think that whenever we experience failure, we're going to have the most difficult setback is the emotional baggage that comes with. And it's the doubt that it leads into who we are, and we question ourselves, we question our value. You know, is there something wrong with me? What did I do wrong? And that is all the stuff that we need to heal and work with when you get divorced before you're ready. And even when you don't even have to be divorced, just when any significant relationship ends, you need to be healing that and recovering from those emotional wounds. So an emotional wound is like a physical wound. If you don't attend to it, it festers, it gets septic, and then you're taking that with you. And when you meet someone, if you're talking about your ex, it's because there's all those wounds and that septicemia still sitting there right close to the surface. So you really need to heal that before you go in and meet somebody else. Otherwise, you just go straight into rebound. You're actually just looking for someone else as a distraction or trying to make your ex jealous.
Yeah. I love how you bring clarity to that situation, because I think that is so, so true. We've got someone speaking about healing right now and maybe sharing their opinion on it, but I think what you've said is so vital. But let's just hear what Tembisa has to say. She sent a voice note in. Let's hear this one.
Morning, Expresso. This is Tembiso Kumalo. Any tip on getting dating again after a breakup? I would say just make sure that you have healed properly before getting yourself into a new relationship. Thank you.
Well, speaking pertinently to that topic.
You got that voice note in very quickly, eh? He was listening. Yes, that is a difficult prospect at any phase of life, I think, coming through a breakup, and I'll take nothing away from a young breakup to something happening at a more advanced stage of life. But when divorce comes into the picture, there is so much more of life intertwined into that. And I think so much of your identity, whether you're a man or a woman, is within that married context.
Correct.
How do we then move forward or ensure that we have healed through that process? Because it could be the rest of your lifelong journey trying to come to grips with why that relationship, your big relationship, didn't work. How do we move through divorce specifically so that we can open a window to a new chapter to find love again?
So what I've learned over the years is that humans have two top emotional needs. The first is a need for attachment, and the second is a need for authenticity. And when you're young, attachment always trumps authenticity. So what happens is you get involved in relationships that aren't necessarily a good fit for you. You're not necessarily compatible with a person, and you are happy to give away parts of yourself so that the relationship works. And what happens is that's not sustainable. You're always going to become and be yourself. So when you get older, you become more and more yourself, and then the relationship stops working, which is often when divorce happens. So the idea is that when you get divorced, you really want to pause, give yourself permission to go slow, figure out what was it that were my non-negotiable deal breakers. What were the reasons why it ended? Where could I not be myself? Where did I have to sacrifice who I was? Where did I have to give my power away or chose not to, which is why I got divorced, so that you can figure out who you would be a better match to, who you would align with better. So you want to figure out, who am I going to align with better? So who, when combined with me, is going to be the ultimate fit, that we fit together. It's not like trying to force a square peg into a round hole. You want to figure out, what are the partnering capabilities that perhaps I didn't have? Did I not know how to communicate effectively? Did I not know how to navigate conflict? You know, you want to go in there prepared and skilled, and to figure that out before you embark then on meeting new people, so that when you meet people, you'll be able to tell whether or not they're a fit when aligned with you quite quickly.
So you don't hurt them or hurt yourself continuously through that process. And then I think that's when you start to tap in, unlock the real potential of a relationship that is so much more than the sum of the parts. When you can bring two people together who work
1 + 1 = 3 versus a half and a half equals 1.
In my case, it equaled 2. Two extra kids came along, but I'm happy for that. That was an added bonus. We are not going anywhere. We're going to continue this discussion in just a moment.
Thank you very much, team. I am loving this conversation, the conversation of stepping back into the game, stepping into yourself, and then out there to see your value and feel it and share it once again. Now, we've been creating some really awesome things in studio this morning. We've been creating a bit of a 3-course meal for that date with someone new, if you like. One classic dessert that'll never go out of style is a malva pudding. It's a South African classic that we can simply never do without. Now, when you transform it, bite-sized donuts, they're even better, especially when served with Clover Classic custard. And that's what we're going to be showing you how to make. In fact, I'm going to call on Raul de Monet into the kitchen so I can teach you something new here, something new to impress, to wow the ladies.
Okay, I'm interested in that because I've got my grilling and I've got my baking all sorted, but I don't know much about making donuts.
So these are really, really simple to make. And as you know me, I will always opt for the easier recipes. So what I've already done for you, Raul, is I've already mixed our butter and sugar together up there. Okay. I want to take you through the rest of the ingredients. So you've got some eggs there. Let's get the eggs into
keeping the egg yellow and the egg whites together?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. That's going in the batter.
That in there. So the batter is butter and sugar, which we've already just mixed together to get into a bit of a creaming process. We call that creaming. So you will get the apricot jam in there as well.
Oh, yum.
There we go. Like our wet ingredients always first together.
Look
Never
at
mix
you.
the two together. Okay, so you can't have the dry with the wet all at the same time.
Chef,
you have to phase it in. It's called the phased-in approach.
I'm very blown away. Yeah, please keep it coming. I'm learning. Okay, what's next, Stubbs?
Okay, cool. So then you've got some vinegar, asane, right? You know what that does, is that it really does neutralize and bring in a nice
flavors.
Yes. And it brings out the flavors, which is fantastic. You want that happening. And then let's get some milk in there.
get that creaminess going, get that authenticity on fleek.
There we go. Shane was talking
So
about
mix
that.
this all
You're
up
gonna,
together.
Use the whisker for that, or the whisk, rather, the whisk. Okay, now listen. This is really, really fantastic because if you are looking for that no-fuss type of dessert, which can be enjoyed on any day of the week, date night on a weeknight or date night on a weekend, it's a simple one to make, and you can really make it and keep it in the fridge. At least 2 days, it'll still be nice and fresh, which is really, really awesome. Now, you're mixing all of that together.
Yeah.
Once you've done that, let's move on over to our dry ingredients.
Hey, you know what? I can get used to this, Taj. I can be invited to your house next time.
then
I don't
I'm
mind.
like-
Yeah, and you just tell me what to make
you cook, right? That sounds like the likely thing to happen at my house. That happens to my friends all the time. I sit there and I tell them, yeah, man, let's make a braai. I say, I'm hosting a braai on the weekend. Then they rock up, and I'm like, yeah, so what are you going to braai? And I give them all the things.
I love that, but it's fun, man. I'm here for it. So what's next in this list of ingredients? Wet stuff is all mixed together.
Yeah.
Looks like we've got some flour, some
so get your flour
bicarb.
in.
Okay, flour goes in first.
Bicarb.
Yeah. Looks like bicarb over here, and then some, would it be salt?
And then some, that's sugar.
Should I taste it and see?
Taste it. Is it sugar or salt?
It's salt.
Okay, perfect. I wanted to test you that you are here.
I was
that you are awake.
expecting sugar there.
That's great.
Right.
You are here. You are on it. But the key thing to this, right? And we know that a classic is our custard. South Africans love their custard. And we're going to be making use of our Clover Classic custard, which is so versatile to use with desserts for its sweet, creamy, and deliciousness that really can be enjoyed with something or on its own. It's the perfect treat to enjoy and spoil your family, even if your date doesn't show up. It's still perfect.
Just
to sort of for it for the family.
It becomes comfort food.
It becomes comfort food, and it works brilliantly as that. So once all of that is done, Riley Pansy, you're going to put it in your piping bag. Do you know how to do piping?
I tried.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm a master. Zoe has handed me a lesson or two when it comes to competing with her piping skills. How's your
My
piping?
boy, watch and learn. Okay, here's a lesson you will never forget. And you should take with you everywhere you go. I'm going to ask you, tell them Uncle Tazzy taught you. So we're just going to pipe this nicely into here. Do you see how I'm doing it? You need the finesse. It's very important. Be careful not to fill up entirely these holes, right?
Yeah.
Because what's going to happen with that is you're going to be ending up with those donuts as dombolos, and
it's just gonna rise up all the way.
It's gonna rise up all the way. All right, so you're gonna do that.
Great finesse in that. They're calm, composed.
It's taken quite a few days of practice to get here, but here we are. So then this is gonna go into your oven for about 15 minutes, but keep an eye on it, right? Because depending on the consistency of your preparation, it'll either take long or quick to get ready in your oven. And
My question is when do we get to use our Clover Classic?
This
that custard is good on its own, and I can imagine on a donut.
And then now you're getting that over. You want to be generous. Always.
You do.
In fact, take a look at what a less generous preparation of it would look like, and then that way you can introduce it on the side and be able to have it on its own. How you like this recipe so far?
I'm more impressed by you, actually, to be honest, but the recipe, I must say, is matching exactly that. Equally as impressive, and I know when it comes to the Clover Classic, you put it on anything, it's going to be good. On a donut, I can't wait to tuck into this.
Nice.
Yes.
Welcome to the date, right?
Well, thank you.
It's been a long time coming.
Stop it, you're making me blush.
I can tell. You will enjoy that. Now, if you want the recipe, go on to expressoshow.com. Now, with Clover Classic, you stand the chance to win big. They're going big with this one, okay? Your share of 500,000 Rand in prizes. How does that sound, Riley?
Oh, that's too good to be true. Is it real?
It is so real. It's incredible. Now, to enter, buy any Clover Classic custard, dairy snack, fat spread, or mayonnaise, and then WhatsApp the till slip of your purchase to 074 909 0000, and the T's and C's can be found on clover.co.za. It's all about that classic, timeless taste, and hopefully this helps you showcase your own classic smoothness and taste when you host somebody for a date.
So, we've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic.
The classic range from Clover. Timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover. can make my day.
Christmas comes early on Expresso as Golden Cloud and Beacon search for South Africa's best friends baking duo. You and a friend stand a chance to win the grand prize worth 50,000 Rand in the ultimate Christmas in July bake-off. To enter the challenge, create your bake with Golden Cloud and Beacon. Share your photo of the bake on the Golden Baker Search Christmas in July edition competition post on the Expresso Facebook or Twitter pages, or WhatsApp line on 063-814-2300 using hashtag Golden Baker Search. And tell us why you are SA's best baking duo and why you think your creation is the best. You could be one of the 5 finalists competing live on Expresso for the grand prize worth 50,000 Rand. The winning duo to be crowned live on Expresso this July. Brought to you by Golden Cloud and Beacon. Entries close on the 17th of July. Details and T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And what a show it's been already, giving you every little bit of information when it comes to getting back into that overwhelming game of dating. So we are back. We're joined by relationship and life coach, it's Shelley Lewin, and she's delving deeper into our panel discussion topic we had earlier this morning, and we're talking more about how to start dating when you are divorced and maybe even you have kids too. Now, dating after divorce with kids can often be a challenging and confusing time for most. So join in on this conversation right now and share your tips from dating again, and that's the WhatsApp number that you can use. It's 063-408-8863. Shelley, I was loving the conversation we had earlier. One thing that really stood out for me is the fact that you need to look at yourself and look from within, because I think answering those questions really allows us to identify with what we want in that future relationship. But now it's going to kind of change a little bit, because especially when you mentioned that baggage that you might have from divorce, from having kids, this is a tricky road to be in, and especially when it comes to that desperation of wanting to be in a relationship, right? How do we avoid not necessarily jumping straight into that rebound when we actually know we're not ready, but we're kind of just craving that companionship? How do we avoid it and make sure that we sort ourselves out first?
Well, I think that rebound is normally that you're feeling really insecure and you're looking for someone to validate you in some way. And so those types of relationships are normally short-lived, which is fine if you know that that's the case. But I think that what tends to happen, as I mentioned earlier, this need for attachment that we have. And so what happens is the authenticity is around having an inner scorecard, which is knowing inside that I'm valid, I'm worthy, I'm lovable, I'm deserving. And then you have an outer scorecard, which is that someone else tells you you're lovable, you're worthy, you're valuable. And what happens is it's finding the balance between the two. So what can happen is that we can get very attached to other people telling us how amazing we are, you're special, you're beautiful, you're worthy. And then we find these relationships, we get almost addicted to needing external validation and external approval, because you really need and want someone else to be telling you how amazing and special you are.
Don't believe it when you say it yourself.
Exactly. So what you need to do is to shift that scorecard, where the internal scorecard is is more valuable to you than what the external scorecard is. You need to know that you're valuable, worthy, lovable, and deserving, and you will choose who you will spend your time with and who's worthy and deserving of you and your children's time and love and
I
affection.
love that perspective.
No, completely. And I'm glad you said, and your children, because I think ultimately in this process, nothing matters more than them from a parent's perspective.
Absolutely. You're a package deal.
Yeah, exactly. And I love that. So Roxanne, I'm sorry, is in the thick of it right now. She has just gone through a breakup. Let's hear from her.
My name is Roxanne, and I've just been through a breakup about 3 weeks ago. I just wanted to know if there's any tips on how to get over that loss, because I've been with this person for about 10 years now.
Wow.
And the breakup was extremely tough. It's been hard to deal with. So, yeah.
So, yeah. And all that time invested, what do you do with it?
Well, all that time hasn't been wasted because you've learned a lot about yourself. And so what I would say is that you really want to be gentle with yourself. You know, you're sore. We mentioned that like a break, your heart is broken. You really need to attend to it. You're traumatized. So you really want to be nurturing yourself. Self-compassion. Do things that make you feel good. Go spend time with people that nourish you. Go to places that uplift your soul. You need soul nourishment. And so the only way to get over it is to go through the pain. You can't avoid the pain. You have to go through it and come out on the other side. And you can do that with patience and compassion for yourself, and just be gentle and just take each day one day at a time and just do the best that you can to nourish yourself each and every day. And you'll find that the pain comes and goes in waves. And so initially the waves are very overwhelming, and the intensity of there's massive intensity of pain, but the waves will lessen. And so you'll move from feeling like you're drowning, where the waves are crashing and you're drowning, to like a little buoyant, you know, you're like on a little lifeboat. Suddenly you're above the waves, and then you're feeling the waves, but you're above them. You don't feel like you're drowning in those waves.
It's like you're walking on water.
Yeah, you're grieving.
Absolutely. It's a grieving process.
Anonymous has just sent us through a voice note. Let's hear from them.
Hi, good morning. My daughter is presently in an abusive relationship. She's with him, then she breaks up, then she goes back to him, backwards and forwards all the time. And I keep asking her, what do you see in this particular person? And I really think it's a case of loneliness, being away from home in a different city. I'm totally lost for how I can carry on assisting her. My advice that I've given her is that she needs to speak to a professional person, because she's got strength to stay away from this person for, say, weeks at a time, and then she finds herself going back to this guy. So if you could maybe give us some direction of who to get help from. Thank you.
Well, the word attachment is screaming in my head.
Correct.
How would you approach, what advice would you give her specifically? This is obviously quite an individual case.
Yes, so I think that it's very painful for any parent to watch their child involved in a very toxic and abusive relationship, first of all. So let's just acknowledge that that's awful for anybody. And the person who's in it, I think that unfortunately it's one of those things that they need to come to that realization themselves, is that what's happening is that their need for attachment is so strong, that external scorecard is so high, is the need for that someone else to tell you you're amazing, that they would be willing to put up with the abuse and the, you know, whatever horrible behavior comes with that, that's mean and cruel, that they feel invisible, that they will take that, because there are moments when that person's telling them they're amazing. Okay, so they will stay there for that. And what that person will eventually, hopefully, figure out for herself is that she needs to find that inner scorecard, that actually she deserves more than that she is worth more than being treated in that way. And the mom's love and support, she would obviously encourage her to go and see someone to help her to find her own value. She's giving her power away, unfortunately, and the daughter is giving her power away, so she needs to reclaim her power, take her power back, become empowered, and to take ownership for how valuable she is as a human being, that she doesn't need to engage in those kinds of behaviors. But it's a dynamic that plays out, unfortunately, for a while until something happens where the person realizes, actually, this person's gone too far.
That's a line that you don't want to cross, and of course that abusive cycle is constantly eroding that internal scorecard through that process.
Exactly.
So I think, Mom, whoever you are, wherever you are, I think you're on the money in terms of encouraging her to speak to a professional, but we certainly empathize with where you are. I hope you can stick around for the next 3 weeks so we can fully unpack this topic, but it is dynamic, especially when moving through divorce, space, and when children are involved. So tread lightly, but look inwards, find your authentic self before you go and look for a connection with someone else.
Okay, all right, let's elevate the energy. Let's bring it back. Let's spiral all the way up. We're back in studio with transcendent performer, yes, you can call her that, Zoe Modiga, and her sound encompasses elements of jazz and neo soul, and she does it so beautifully how she's able to fuse it. Here she is performing Esekazini. Zoe, do your thing.
Want to win a taste of the smooth life? Buy a Tropica, find your unique code under the cap, and stand a chance to win your share of 100,000 Rand worth of Uber vouchers. If you find the word treasure under your cap, you will win one of these 10 big prizes: a gas hob, a fridge, a clothing voucher worth 10,000 Rand, one of 3 Rest Assured beds, or one of 2 Uber vouchers worth 10,000 Rand each. You could also win a trip for 2 to the smooth Seychelles, or a whopping 250,000 Rand worth of prizes from Suzuki. So buy a Tropica today, and you could win big. See pack for details. Tropica, nothing smoother.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
And for you at home.
Yeah.
Are you hungry?
Yeah.
Hungry for love, maybe? Well, we know a guy who is looking for love right now, and he might be looking for you. Let's meet Jamie.
What Jamie needs now is love, sweet love. Everybody knows Mjola's an extreme sport, and although they say love it don't hurt her, what Jamie needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for him, but for someone.
Love me tender. Now, Chicken Licken are urging us all to help Jamie find love. And they've even created a website. It's called tenderapp.co.za, just like Tinder, where people can create a profile and potentially match Jamie. And he joins us live this morning from Joburg. Jamie, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How you guys doing?
All the better for seeing your beautiful face, man. A little bit heartbroken at your journey so far. We hope that you're going to find love. I know you always see love around every corner when your heart is yearning. Well, let's see if we can find the lady of your dreams. Most important question, though, is, Jamie, what kind of a person, what kind of lady is going to melt your heart? What are you looking for?
Funny enough, you mentioned kind of a person. I really appreciate a kind person.
I love that.
And definitely a vibey person, a funny person. I think that's going to go the long way. I'm one of the funny people in life.
I know, we know this from seeing your performance in that commercial, and we know that.
I know. But Jamie, how has the response been from Mzansi? I mean, I'm sure your phone is just going off the hook.
Who's swiping?
It's great. The reception is great. It's kind of like reminding me why South Africa is such a great country, because all I got is just love, and I'm like, yep. That's the love I was trying for, but not that type. I just want someone to be mine.
Yeah, you can't, buddy, you can't date the whole country. I know, I feel like that as well. I feel like I have a love affair with the whole of South Africa. But we want to find that one. And of course, tomorrow, you'll be meeting the ladies in a live speed dating session on Facebook Live. Are you excited? Are you nervous? How are you feeling about it?
I'm more excited than I'm nervous, because I'm going to be definitely meeting these people that I've only seen their profiles and their pictures. Now I get to delve into who this person is.
And speed dating can be so much fun. I imagine you're presented with all of these lady options for you to sort of have a chat with and engage with and get to, sort of feel...
Get that chemistry going.
The chemistry going. But tell me, do you have any deal breakers, Jamie?
Genuineness is a deal breaker. I need someone... I love people who are genuine and someone who's willing to actually risk it all. I think that's one of the funny, smallest things.
I love it. I have no doubt. In fact, I have faith. As a man who believes in love, I know you're going to meet that girl tomorrow. Buddy, you seem like the most wonderful guy. You're an incredibly talented performer, so you've already ticked that box, but you seem like a wonderful human being. You deserve to find love. Jamie, we're with you, my friend. We are your wingmen, along with the whole Chicken Licken team and probably most of South Africa right now. We got your back, son.
Thank you, Spirit.
A journey of love. And you can catch Jamie tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning on the Chicken Licken Facebook page as he meets the ladies for the very first time on a speed date. Also, please do keep a lookout on the Chicken Licken social pages to help him find the one, by voting for your favorite lady, because you get to be a part of this journey too.
Yeah, man. You're his wingman as well, man. We've got his back. Jamie seems like just an incredible guy, and he deserves to find his love. So we're going to help him out and enjoy the process.
Love him tender.
What Jamie needs now is love, sweet love. Everybody knows Mjola's an extreme sport, and although they say love it don't hurt her, what Jamie needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for him, but for someone.
All we need is love and a little dose of care.
Introducing new Panado Pediatric Syrup 5ml sachets. They're really convenient to pack and easy to use, so you're always prepared for pain and fever, anytime, anywhere.
Yes, you guessed it. It's my favorite part of the show. We get to make another winner. Now, your son will open your eyes, broaden your knowledge, and help you find your sense of humor. Now, Panado is giving you the chance to win 2,500 Rand daily by telling us about your amazing son's achievements. So, we are about to announce our next lucky winner. So, as always, let's get a drum roll, please. Our winner this morning is Esther van Aswiergen. Yeah! Yes! Before we chat on the line, I have to read out this incredible comment that she says, and she posted the following saying, I have 2 sons that I am so proud of. They do excellent at school, always doing their homework, and this mommy doesn't need to nag or moan. Their teachers always say that they are so kind and well-behaved. A real pleasure in class. And of course, using that hashtag, a dose of care. Well, we have Esther on the line now. Let's say good morning to you. Esther, how are you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
Oh, so good, and I'm so happy. Monday morning, and I get to announce another winner being you. How does it feel knowing that you've just officially won?
This is the most wonderful feeling because all mothers are so proud of their sons, and for me to win, because I'm so proud of all the hard work they put into their school, I'm just over the moon.
Oh, and you should be. I mean, it sounds like from that comment that you have been blessed with 2 absolutely incredible sons. I want to ask you while we have you on the line and while we get to share this moment with Mzansi, what is your favorite memory of yourself and your sons?
Well, the memories that I like is my sons are very bright and I like reading up on specific topics. And then weeks and months later, they still remember it and then they will tell you about it. And I'm like, how do they remember it?
I think they're blessed with some elephant memory over there, some wise sons
yeah.
indeed.
And then the other thing that I really love is taking them to new places because their excitement on places like this makes this mommy feel very, very warm inside. I'm so proud of them.
I love that, and I'm sure it puts some smiles on their dials as well. So look, you're officially the winner of the 2,500 Rand cash prize. What are you planning to do with that prize money?
Well, I'm planning our first sea holiday, so I will be saving for that. The last time we were at the sea, my youngest Eli I was pregnant with him, and my oldest was not even 2, Oliver, and he said to me, if I can't remember I was at sea, it never happened. So I would love to go make new memories with him at the sea.
That sounds absolutely incredible. Hey, if you ever come down to Cape Town, I'll be glad to look after your sons on the beach. I can be the official lifeguard for the day as well.
Yeah.
But we're wishing you an incredible trip and a happy Monday. And once again, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely love this part of the morning, making winners right here in Mzansi. And of course, taking time to give your sons that extra little bit of encouragement always goes a long way too. Have you just seen now, as we've announced another winner, but you two do also stand a chance to be the next lucky winner in our Panado Sun Celebration competition. And if you're wondering how to get involved, then here's how to enter. Check it out.
Celebrate our sons and win. Catch Expresso to stand a chance to win a 2,500 Rand cash prize from Panado each weekday morning from the 20th to the 30th of June. Nominate your son and tell us about their biggest achievement that you're the most proud of. Don't forget to use the hashtag #ADoseOfCare. Enter now. Each day's competition closes at 10 a.m. T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
I hope you'll always know how much I love you. I hope that you never stop learning and growing. That you'll be brave and joyful and kind. And that one day, when you look at me and I look at you, we'll love the wonderful you that you've become. It all begins with purity.
to your Feel Good Breakfast show. Zoe Medicha has been with us all morning long. She's going absolutely nowhere. Brand new music from Ganekwane. One more before we go. Zoe, take it away. Come on.
I'd like to dedicate this song called Inja to the youth of 1976 and the youth of today. This one is ours because the youth is resilient. Injinenka.
Or just for the sake of it, here's the toastiest ways of keeping winter at bay, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.
Snengani, snengani, snengani.